What is going on, everybody? I had to think about it. Happy Sunday. Thank you for joining. You know who I am, yours truly, Mr. Newbie. Got a fun one for you. They usually are. I made a mistake. I thought we were going to be joined by 3 of the 4 in this comic family, but I'm only going to have 1 guest today. So, yeah, it should be fun. I will say this person did show up on time, actually way ahead of time. So I might use this next time because he was like 8 minutes early today. So I might use this time for next week. He's just on the brink. I hope everybody's ready for New Comic Book Day, comic news, and comic spec. So you guys know how I always say, hope you guys have your popcorn, your Corona, and you're ready. I think I saw Reno's post something like, you're going to learn something today. I hope you guys do. I hope you guys enjoy the shows. Especially the spec, the news, and everything like that. So let's get started. Without further ado, I will be bringing in my Quebec neighbor, Mr. UFC himself. I know there was a UFC fight last night, so he probably stayed up late. But listen, Mr. Hyper, what's going on, man?
What's up, man? What's up? Yeah, listen, apologies to the chat that you only got me for tonight.
No, man, it's all good. It's all good. Hey, some people got to work. You know, life happens. It's all good. I know Face said that he was going to be in and out of the chat. I know he did get stuck with having to do some work. So it is what it is, guys. You know, life happens. People got bills to pay. So
he's just shopping for a new mask. That's all.
Yeah, probably. Eh? I mean, he's East Coast, so I think everything is closed. But you know. It is what it is. And then, of course, Mr. Key Issues, he's got to work early, so he's not here. He's here in spirit. Shout outs to him. So, yeah, New Comic Book Day. Dude, have you gone out at all this weekend? Like, I haven't been. I went to Capcom on Saturday with Key Issues.
You went to Capcom?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. I thought you meant Capcom.
No,
I was thinking of like
Captain Can or whatever. Captain Can.
Cap Can.
Yeah. In Brantford.
Okay, yeah.
Man, it is a big warehouse. The owner is super friendly, dude. Like the guys that work for him, I think it's his sons and his nephews. Solid guys. If you guys haven't been there, I would check it out. They've got like maybe $10,000 to $15,000 books. I know Keys picked up like 5 or 6 books. I picked up 1. Because I just didn't want to buy something just to buy. So I was like, you know what? I mean, some collections you find gold, some collections you don't find anything, and some collections.
Wait. Didn't you say you drove like 50 minutes to get there, right?
Well, we actually got there in like 42 minutes or something like that.
Okay, so it's still a bit of a drive.
Yeah, you know, when you're in the car with Key Issues, you know, it's a fun time. Like we got there and we both looked at each other like, holy crap, we're already here. So, yeah, I don't know. I know a lot of people shop from this place. They buy it, including you, because there is a funny story. When we were there and we were leaving, we actually saw your name on one of the boxes and we saw your pull.
Yo,
like, that's a customer. And we were like, oh, yeah, that's our buddy. And they're like, really? And the guy's like, where's he from? And we were like, oh, he's from Quebec. And he's like, oh, okay. So you guys know him. I was like, yeah. But it was just funny how it worked, man.
That's very concerning because Keys showed me the picture of my pull box and my name and my address were on that there. It's like almost like so any random dude could just come in and just take a snap of my address with my pull box. And it doesn't seem very well protected. It seems like someone could just snatch one of my issues and take it to the counter or something.
It's fine. Don't worry. Your information is protected. We were laughing though when it find out. So yeah. Before we get started, you know, this is a professional channel, so we got some friends we want to share. So let's get to that. First up, Big B Comics. They got 3 stores, Niagara, Barrie, and Hamilton. I rep the Niagara one, but I've also been to Hamilton. But nevertheless, guys, check them out on Facebook, Instagram, and eBay. They got a lot of good books. They just sold a Amazing Fantasy 15. A few ASM 129, things like that. Wow. So they're always getting books, man. It's a well-known guy. So if you haven't, please check out Big B Comics. Next up is one of my good friends, I consider them family now. Comic book pressing at Bleecker Street Comics, $10 a book, $5 clean. Renos and some of the local guys, if you haven't already and you need your books clean, trust me, this is the truth. He bumps the grades up. He just finished pressing an ASM 129 himself. So the theme of today's show is ASM 129. And Bird City Comics, check them out on Instagram in affiliation with Drunken Chat. Shape State Creative. If you guys need a logo or an intro video, go check out my buddy Derek. There's the address. You can connect with him. Just tell them Newbie sent you. And Mutant Beavers, use code word Newbie10, get 10% off on their site. They're Canadian. They ship to the US. Check them out. I think they do stuff with pressable defects as well. So they are really well known. So like I said, guys, make sure you guys go check out Mutant Beaver Comics.
If you add the code Hyper10, you actually get a surcharge.
Yeah, probably. I always joke with people. I'm like when people are like, "Oh man, is there a code?" I'm like, "Yeah. Put Newbie and you get 0% off." And some people actually go until like they get it.
They
like,
just register.
And I was like, "Man, that's the whole point, right?" So it is what it is. All right, so we got all the business taken care of. We want to get into the show. Before we do, let's go to the chat. Renos, Sam, Mr. Sparks. If you guys missed it, go check out his FOC show. It went on 1 p.m. Eastern time. I think he was joined by No Good Comics. So make sure you guys go check it out.
Actually,
No?
Oh, maybe, but when I popped in, he was with Ages of Alaska. I don't know if No Good Comics popped in.
I know he was with somebody. I apologize, guys. It's been a busy day for me. So, hey, it is what it is. It happens sometimes. But definitely go check out Sparks. Bricks, Dream of August Comics. What's going on? Dan, Newbie obviously ran out of beer. No, man. We're in Canada. We can't run out of beer.
It's like maple syrup over here.
Yeah. Kuma, Sith Lordy. Sith, I apologize. I got to get into contact with you. We got to chat. So be on the lookout for a message from me. Bleecker Street, what's going on, man? He's got some big things happening. This is the presser that I go to. Consider him comic family. So make sure you guys go sub him up. Check him out. Philly Born. And we got a bunch of people in here. So, yeah, let's get started. If I miss anybody, guys, I apologize. Just keep talking. I'll highlight you guys. Mark Spector, No Good. There we go. Made to Last. Yes, we got a few people in here. So, like I said, get your popcorn ready. Get your Coronas ready. Let's do this. I got to say, Hyper, it is. And, again, everybody collects a little differently. Everybody's into different stuff. But me personally, I think this is like the lightest week in a very long time. Like,
actually, yeah, I think I might have to agree with you. At least from my
super light.
Yeah, from my perspective, according to what I normally pull, I think it's lighter than usual.
Yes, No Good. Yes. Oh, Steve Bradley, what's going on, man? Oh man, yeah, it is. I was looking over it yesterday. I glanced through it on Friday. Usually that's when I start taking a look and like, okay, this is coming out. And then yesterday I was going through it. I'm like, man, this is like super weak. Like not weak, but just it's light. Like I think this is one of those good weeks where it's like, you know what, I'm gonna save my money and maybe put it to next week.
Exactly. That's how I look at it. Yeah, I mean. Less budget allocated to the new comic book days means more towards those back issues.
Yeah, exactly, man. So yeah, guys, like I said, we might fly through this new comic book day stuff because it is super light. We'll get into comic news. We'll touch on WandaVision. We'll get into comic spec, and then we're gonna get ready to talk about Tuesday's show, okay? So that is the lineup for today. So like I said, get your popcorn, get your Coronas ready. Let's do it. Yeah. All right, Image, we go. We got Birthright number 47. Decent cover. I don't know anything about the story. I haven't picked up the first 46 issues. I'm probably going to pass on the 47th. Just not my thing.
Yeah, I don't know what else I can add other than what you just said. So yeah, it's 47. It comes after 46, right before 48, and yeah, that's the issue that's coming out this week.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, sometimes I'll mention something like, oh my God, I can't believe this is, got 50, 60 issues. I haven't read any of it. Is anybody reading it? And like, the fans of the book will be like, oh, I've been reading this for, and it's like, I get it. I'm not hating or, disrespecting. I'm just saying I haven't picked it up, so I don't know too much about it. And that's kind of where my conversation ends with books because, if I don't know, I'm not going to pretend, guys. And if I'm not reading, I'm not going to pretend either. So.
Well, this is usually the part where Face usually interjects and tells us, "Oh yeah, I'm picking this, I'm picking that."
Yeah, I'm picking up 10 copies of this. Because, yeah. For those of you that don't know or you're new to the show, our buddy FaceTime literally picks up every book, like everyone. And I say every because he maybe doesn't pick up like 5 or 6, but he picks up all of them.
I mean, another guy that might be in close competition with Face is Sparks Comics. I mean, I think.
Yeah, man. Sparks picks up a lot of books. Oh.
Although I know Sparks he's not much of a DC guy except for Batman, but I think he picks up mainly indies now and Marvel, but I don't think he does much DC.
He's a smart guy. No, I'm just kidding. I gotta show love. I gotta show love to DC. But I'm kind of like Sparks, Yeah. And when we get to DC, you guys will know. But like Hyper, you've known me for a bit. You know how I feel about DC and things like that. It just kind of let me down on some stuff, especially in the comics and in the movies. So it's kind of a love-hate relationship. But
yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to defend DC to be honest. I mean, I do think that there's some stuff on the horizon that's a bit promising, but yeah, we'll get to there when we get to the DC section.
Next up, we got Commander in Crisis number 6. So we are at the halfway point. How do I know this, you ask? There's only 12 issues, guys. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 covers. That preview shows. I'm assuming we're probably going to have multiple more covers of this. This is, I think, one of those that has a multiple blanks, like just craziness. So be on the lookout. Obviously, especially if you're reading it. I don't think you're going to just pick it up out of nowhere. You'll probably have it on your pull. So,
yeah.
Let's see here. This one, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, a few people were saying, hey, Newbie, go get that Deep Beyond number 1, that second printing. I didn't really rush to, call my shop and tell them to put this aside.
Yeah.
I'm not. My thing is, I'm not going to force myself. That was like one of the biggest things for 2021, and even late 2020. Like, I don't want to force myself to buy something if it's light like that. I'd rather, just use that old trick. Hey, you know what? There's always next Wednesday or the Wednesday after that. So, I'm not going to force myself to buy it.
Yeah, because I mean, I sometimes do fall into the trap where if it's like a super light week, sometimes I end up. I'm better at it now than I was before, but sometimes I'll just pick up an issue here and there to almost kind of like fill, in my mind, like a quota or something I have to reach in terms of purchasing books for that week.
Yeah. No Good is saying I was not a fan of Deep Beyond. I'll wait for the trade if I hear it gets better. Yeah, that's kind of, there's no wrong. Yeah. I would do the same, man. I kind of missed out on the same thing happened to me with Once in a Future. Yeah, I missed out on that. I'm kind of gonna wait to see what happens, but yeah, Star Wars.
Still have, sorry, no, just saying that
Deep in Future's on like issue 32 now.
Deep in Future.
What is it? Once.
I think you just combined 2 titles.
Yeah. Dude, I have that ability, man. I think it's like 32 issues in, right? So like, I don't know. It's just kind of hard to get into something because I have to like go back.
You just multiply the issues by 2. Once in Future is only on issue 16.
16? Oh, okay, shoot.
Yeah, you literally just multiply that number by 2.
Even better. Yeah, dude. No good. You know how it is, man. Last week, what was it that I said last week? Spider-Man woman. So yeah, I'm always creating shit, man. It's
because you don't see gender. Yeah.
I don't see everybody's equal. Everybody's equal.
2021 Newbie.
2021. Homesick Pilots number 4. We've got 2 covers. Number 1, I mean, I think a lot of people picked up. I see this poster, like so many people have the posters of the books now. I don't know if they were just giving them away. You know, it seems like everybody that I go to see a collection of, or you know, just different people that you know, have something to sell or whatever, they have these posters. So I don't know.
Well, it's been pretty much the same cover theme from issue 1 till this is issue 3, right? You said issue 4.
4.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same concept. You just got that headshot with a different character every single issue. So I picked up issue 1. I actually haven't. It's on my backlog, to be honest, of issues to read, but I haven't picked up the other issues yet. I just picked it up because it sounded interesting from the concept, but I'll be honest, I haven't got around to reading it yet.
And the thing that's really crazy to me is the fact that like we're already on issue 4. I don't know. For me, it just seems like we had these issues like just bang, bang, bang popped out really quickly. You know, like you know how like some issues you kind of like, oh shoot, we're only on issue 3. Like I feel like this has already been like 20 issues or something, or it's been so long. Like this one, it just seems like, wow, we're already at 4. Like it's kind of crazy. No Good is saying first 2 issues were really good. Issue 3 was okay. Sparks is saying it's a solid read. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm assuming there's probably gonna be more covers. Obviously, previews only has certain ones, so we see 2 there, but I wouldn't doubt if there is any more.
Yeah, definitely check out also No Good Comics YouTube channel. He actually started doing indie reviews on his what he reads from his tablet and all that. So he actually might have better insight on some of these indie titles on his channel. Yeah,
Sparks, No Good. They are indie people, and of course, Big Brother. Keep It Thorough. He does a show Tuesdays, I think, at 9 p.m. or something like that. So he goes on half hour before we do. So if you guys want to take a look at some indies, those are 3 good sources to go take a look at. You know, that's what it's about. Maybe you're not the best at indies, or you're not the best knowledge somewhere. You know, this is what YouTube and this community is about, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this book, Hyper, actually. Carmen #1.
This might be one that I'm going to wait till Wednesday to see how the reviews are, because it's written and done by Gilliam March, who actually did the art for the Tinian Batman series. Currently, I think now Jimenez is back on. But yeah, it is a #1 issue from Image. I don't know if Gilliam March has done anything prior to that. It's just that the fact that he's doing the art already got my attention. So I'll probably wait till Wednesday to check the reviews on this one.
I mean, I'm a sucker. I love the red, the black. It's a dope cover. So for me, it is a great cover buy. It's a #1, so that's got something going. You know, where these properties could be in the future. I mean, let's face it. I think everybody just specs on, hey, this could be a show. You know, this could be some. You know, you just never know. It's not a bad book to grab, possibly for the read. Well, obviously for the read, but possibly for the spec rather. So, I mean, you got a lot of things going for it.
And it's only it's a 5-issue miniseries. It's not
so you know, and you know that if it's a small 5 series, so you know, like right away, the first issue, if not the second issue, you're going to get first appearances, the characters, things like that. So those aren't, you know, when you look at all the intangibles, like that's not a bad buy, I don't think. This one is probably one of the few I may buy. Like I said, I might not get anything this week. I don't know. I haven't made my decision yet, but we'll see. Marvel, what's going on? He says, Carmen was released as a graphic novel already. Art looks cool, but I passed on it.
Interesting.
Are you going to be picking up the comic then, Marvel? I'm interested. No Good is saying, I'm definitely picking up Carmen 1. Really cool cover too. Yeah. They got 2 covers too, right? Yeah. So we got this one and this one. I mean, I obviously like the cover A. Not to say I don't like this one. I mean,
what is happening here?
Yeah, like somebody's flying with no pants on. So, you know, that.
I mean, there are worse people to be flying with no pants on. So, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, redheads are kind of crazy, but, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I need some context on that picture. I need to know what's the story behind that. This might make me buy the book because I need to know what the hell happened. How do we get to this point that she's pantsless? So
yeah, I'm interested to hear what happens with that. And then right there, guys, you see that yellow box right there. It says image coming soon. That is a blank. So you have 3 covers that previews is saying. I don't pick up blanks or anything. Actually, I just went to a shop with key issues, and they literally had like a whole row of just blanks from like 2 years, man. It was literally crazy.
it's weird because the thing is, with convention season, pretty much non-existent. I'm wondering how those blank variants are doing in terms of their sales, because unless you can, I guess you could send them off to get them mailed and sketched on, but it's not like you're going to cons and passing them around to get artists sign, do commissions on them. So
yeah, and guys, just so you do know, yeah, so that was my Spec 2. Yeah, first appearance of Pantless Woman. It is her first cover appearance, so basically it's probably going to be $1 million book. They're probably going to do a movie, Paramount, all these people, so just probably grab it now. It's going to be crazy.
issue 2 will probably just have the pants, so
yeah, just the pants in the sky.
it's gonna be a connecting cover.
Oh man, somebody's flying with no pants on. Dan had okay, a woman flying with no pants on. Now you have my attention. Yeah, of course.
I mean,
oh, jeez. This one, I'm not surprised. Second printing.
This one, finally we got to a title that I actually could give a bit of input on, because I actually read this issue.
Yeah. I think it was just a matter of time before we got Radiant Black in those later printings. So we got number 1, second printing. Previews is only showing 1 cover, which is interesting because the first one had like what? There was like the pink one, the blank, the blue fire. Then it had like a bunch of ratios. Like they came in swinging.
This is a second print though, that's why.
Yeah. Well, still, you never know. They could do some stuff.
Image second prints, they generally, unless they have a ratio for it, but I don't think there's a ratio for this second print. I'm picking it up because we do know that Image is trying to build their own, I guess you could call it like their own superhero universe, and apparently Radiant Black is part of this universe, this growing universe. So I picked it up just on the mere fact of, let's get it on the ground floor and see what this is about. And it was an interesting read. It's nothing groundbreaking. I mean, it's more like I read it and I'm like, it's a typical thing where the guy finds a power that, that kind of like he finds, what the hell did he finds something that basically gives him powers, and then it just leads into the next issue. I'm kind of giving a simplified version because I don't want to spoil it, but
that's good. That's good.
There's potential in this series.
Yeah. So could this one go under the radar in the sense that it might not be, because a lot of people, especially when they're speccing or anything like that, what's the one thing that people hate hearing is large print counts, right? Do you think that this one might be low, or do you think that, people were already on it from the start?
Well, the fact that they had ratios up to 1 in 50 tells me that there wasn't like the print count for this probably wasn't very low.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, again, like if a story catches on, and we've seen in recent examples, sometimes print counts might not mean much if the story is really good and people want to get those back issues after.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a low print count, because I think they really pushed hard for this. They really pushed hard in terms of the marketing for the first issue. So, and I think my shop still has issue 1 still on the rack.
Yeah, mine does too. Like a few shops around here do. And I pointed that out to Keys yesterday when we were in Brantford and Hamilton. I said, dude, look, like they got Radiant Black number 1. They literally had every copy. They had the purple. Some of the shop. Okay, so one of the things from last Wednesday was Star Wars High Republic Adventures number 2. We got the first full appearance of Marchino Rowe. Is that how you pronounce it?
I'm not very good with Star Wars characters, so
Marchino Rowe, big villain. A lot of people were saying, hey, you know what? Make sure you like this book. I had a lot of people say, hey, Newbie, you probably should stack this book up And I was kind of nervous because when I went to my shop, shout out to Big B Comics, I had 2 put aside, and I thought, you know what, maybe 2's enough. I'm not the biggest Star Wars guy. That's enough. And then afterwards, like Thursday and Friday, people were like, dude, what do you mean? You only got 2 copies? What is wrong with you? Oh my God, just like going nuts on me, right? Do I not tell you? And Keys can tell you for himself.
Yeah.
We went to this warehouse on Saturday. Man, they had a long box. It must have been, well, you guys know how many comics are in a long box. So the whole thing was filled of that comic. And I literally thought to myself, I was like, holy crap.
Wow.
So yeah, they also had America Chavez #1, all 3 copies, same thing, long box. The only book that they only had 1 copy of, and I've never seen this before, because they literally had almost every book that came out last week, a full long box of them. So they must order crazy amounts. The only book that they did not have more than 1 copy was Batman 106. That was the only one that there was only 1 copy of.
That kind of does make sense because we had that cameo of Miracle Molly, so people maybe grab those, So that's probably why you didn't see a lot of. I think even in my area, I think I only saw a few copies of 106 here and there. It wasn't plentiful, and even America Chavez. I think cover A in at least 2 or 3 of my shops, cover A sold out, and they were left with the other variant covers. So
that's crazy to me, man. I'm calling that cover B the Little Kim cover, man. Like I told Keys, I'm like, man, this cover looks like Little Kim or something, like before the plastic surgery. We got new people here. Shout outs to Vancouver Comic Junkie. If you haven't already, make sure you guys go jump on, follow his Instagram, follow his YouTube. He's got a lot of crazy stuff. I'm in some of the videos, but he does a lot of stuff with some of the guys from 3 Men in the Basement. He unboxes Fuego, which is fire. If you don't know what that is, he's got a crazy comic collection, and he's a solid and nice guy. So make sure you guys go check out Vancouver Comic Junkie. Jesus, guys, where's Keys? Desired, what's going on, man? And Connecticut Comics, what's going on? America Chavez coming in a big way. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I kind of said to people, it's not her first appearance. It's just a mini 5 series. That's all it is. But I told people, I'm like, listen, it might not be a bad idea if you look at the trends of what's going on to pick up that cover A. Just grab 1 copy. It won't hurt you, and who knows? It could make you a few bucks. Again, is it the first solo series? No. Is it her first appearance? No. But what it has going for it is you never know, and that is important. So,
well, there's also, I think, a first character, first appearance of a character. I think kind of like in the shadows that appears.
Yeah.
So you have that going for it also. I think it could be a new villain, but you'd have to read issue 2, I think, to find out more.
Yeah, and we'll see. But yeah, like I said, I didn't tell anybody to stack the book. If you stacked it because I said, hey, go grab a copy, it is what it is. Hey, I hope you get lucky. But it is what it is. Your tune is, hey man, we're Canadian, so yeah, that's what we are. All right. So Radiant Black. How many of those did you pick out? Did you just get the 1 copy for Radiant Black?
I just got 1 copy right now. I'm kind of trying to stay away from my previous habit of stacking multiple copies of just any and every issue #1.
Yeah.
It's only the ones that I have more faith in. I might go back to the shop and grab an extra copy here and there, but I'm not just going to grab multiple just for the sake of it being a #1 issue.
Yeah. I will tell you, when I went to that other warehouse and I saw how many copies of that Star Wars book were there,
that's insane.
I was kind of happy. I only grabbed 2 books, but at the same time, I was a little upset because I'm like, shit, there's going to be a lot of books out there. So
here's the thing with these Star Wars books, it's definitely not going to be a flipper's dream. I think this is going to be one of those, and I think he's even mentioned it himself when we were chatting privately. I feel that this is going to be one of those things where it's going to be more of a long-term hold. If you're looking to make quick flips with Star Wars, with these High Republic books, you might get lucky on an off chance, but I think for the most part, these characters are going to be long-term holds.
Yeah, I agree with that. Switching gears into what makes me think of this 4 group of women that I went to high school with that were like fucking nasty.
What the hell?
We got Rat Queens. We got Rat Queens number 25.
Wow.
That's right, man. That's right.
Do these people watch your show currently?
No. But it's the only time that I can, like take shots at, these mean girls that I went to high school with. So,
Okay.
yeah. So Rat Queens 25. I don't think any of us, including Face, who does pick up a lot, has this on their pull or is pulling this. This is a straight pass for me. I don't know about you. Are you on this run?
I mean, especially with that Sterling intro, I don't think I'm ever going to be on this run.
And then to finish off Image, we have Sea of Stars number 9.
No, I mean, I know there are a couple of people that were on this run or maybe got off it, but not me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's out there.
Yeah. All right, moving on to Dark Horse. We've got Black Hammer Visions number 2. We got 1, 2, 3 covers. Again, I missed out. Not missed out. I just didn't pick up number 1. I wasn't chasing like you, man. I'm kind of pulling back some stuff and not just buying just because of bigger goals I have for some grails and some big books. So
yeah.
Did you grab number 1? Are you grabbing number 2? What's going on with it?
I'm not really in the whole Black Hammer universe, so this is an easy pass for me. I know some people are really balls deep in this, but fortunately, I haven't really been following Black Hammer, so it's an easy pass.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, so they got 3 covers, guys. I mean, that one's probably the best one. I mean, obviously it's going to be subject to what you like, but because I know you like the video game stuff.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one. I know I've been telling you that I'm trying to cut back on the pull, but this might be one that I might end up grabbing off the shelf on Wednesday. Because, I've been a Sony guy since PS1, and God of War is probably one of my favorite franchises on the console. And this story takes place basically between the events of God of War 3 and 4. So it kind of bridges the gap between both series. So, yeah, this might be one that I might end up grabbing as an impulse on Wednesday. And we know that these video game books down the line, they tend to pop. I mean, this is not the first God of War comic. There's been others that's been released before, but because these video game comics generally are a lower print than your mainstream issues, and once gamers get a hold, get wind of these comics down the line, they might want to grab it. So it could be a good pickup, but like I said, this might just be an impulse buy for me.
Yeah, this for me is not. I'm probably gonna skip on this one. Not the biggest gamer, so it's just kind of easy for me. I will say happy birthday to Mr. Hidden Gem Comics.
Happy birthday, man.
You got what, 2 hours left in your birthday, or? Yeah, I guess that would be, because we're still Sunday. So happy birthday, man. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining. Actually, I was at my mother-in-law's birthday today, so I'm kind of full on, what is it, mini eggs. I don't know if the guys in the U.S. have mini eggs, but Cadbury mini eggs.
Oh, yes, nice.
Yeah, my girlfriend made me a mini egg coconut cake, so yeah.
It's funny because I went to Mickey D's and I got a McFlurry that had the Cadbury mini eggs.
Oh, dude, I love them, man. You go to Costco, like a big bag for like $8, like heaven. Bricks. As a gamer, it's a must. Also, only 4 issues, so won't break the bank.
Yeah,
that is also true.
Yeah. Me and Bricks definitely love our gaming.
Yeah. All right, we got Neil Gaiman, Nurse Mythology number 6. God damn, why do we got to make these titles so long?
Wait, what did you call it?
You heard what I said. Come on, man.
It's call it the
Is this a
nurse
pickup for
mythology.
you? Is this a pickup for you or what? What's going on here?
You're just gonna brush me off like that?
Yeah, wait. I'm passing by. You're by yourself. There's no face. There's no keys today to like get on me
Back
2-1. So, yeah.
Okay, well, you mean so the Norse mythology? I'm not picking it up. No.
No.
And what are we on? Issue 6? Yeah. It's this is just one of those things that it doesn't really excite me. Maybe some people are into it. I think Face is picking it up actually, but not me.
He picks up everything.
Okay,
A book that I was talking about before, like obviously, we're on issue 4 here, but I'm talking about Resident Alien. Your Ride's Here. I was talking about this book before it came out. They do have a show. I know here in Canada. I don't know what station it would be on in the U.S., but I know here in Canada it's on CTV. The guy from Dodgeball.
and Fire.
Yes. He's in it. He's the main character. It's been all right. I've only caught a few episodes of the show. It's nothing crazy. It's got its points, but I mean, I don't know. Is it worth the spec or anything like that? I don't know if that's there. I don't know. They do have great covers, though. I will say I enjoy all the covers that they have for these books. The artwork is awesome, in my opinion. So take it for what it's worth. But yeah. Did you get number 1 of this? Did you get number 1 or no?
I never even read the first Resident Alien, so
Man, you're missing out.
You read it?
No.
No. All right.
Have you watched the show at all?
Not yet, man. I'm behind on my TV stuff. Like the only show that I've really been watching is WandaVision, and I've been watching movies here and there. But in terms of TV watching, I can't really keep up with the schedule, man.
Yeah, it's hard, man. I mean, you're talking to a guy that's behind on like Stranger Things, The Boys. So yeah, I'm nobody to be talking about, hey, you should be watching this, because I'm so behind on a lot of stuff, man. But life happens.
Stranger Things.
Yeah. All right, we got finally the True Lives Fabulous Killjoys National Anthem. Oh my God, what is up with these titles? I know.
You're gonna have an asthma attack just reading these.
Jesus. We got number 6 here. It's the end of the run, 6 out of 6. So we are done with this one. Is it a pass? Is it a grab? What are you doing here?
Well, I feel bad because a lot of these titles I keep telling the chat, like, I'm not reading this, but it's the truth. I'm not gonna pretend like I am. And yeah, this is just another title I'm not reading. This Dark Horse and Image is very light on my pull. I have heard people say good things about it, but I wouldn't know firsthand.
Yeah.
But again, this is just info to let people know that issue 6 is coming this week.
Something that I think is up your alley, Hyper, but we got IDW, the only book on their radar.
Which is odd. I thought there was more from IDW. I didn't realize there was.
I was kind of shocked when I saw it. But we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Jenica 2, number 5. We're coming to the end of the run. Is this? Are you picking this up? I'm assuming yes, because you are the Turtles guy.
Of course, I'm picking this up, and the 1 in 10s for this. So yeah, it's. I mean, this just goes deeper into Jenica's character. Aside from her, because right now in the ongoing, she's just part of the ensemble TMNT cast. So this more focuses on the character herself, and especially if you're already on the Jenica train and you believe in the character, these issues aren't a bad pickup. Because they also tend to have first appearances. The first volume had a couple of first appearances that aren't featured in the TMNT ongoing. So if you're already on board with Jenica, I wouldn't say
This is You're so close to the end. Why not finish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is the perfect example. We were talking about this last week, where like if you're so close to the run, it probably isn't smart to hop off. If like 3 or 4 issues are still left. This is the perfect example, right? 5 out of 6. Might as well just get it this week, the next one, and that's it, right?
And the thing is, also, I try to look at it also from a marketing perspective, where publishers publishers are putting all their eggs in, and the fact that IDW is willing to produce another volume, a 6-issue volume with Jenica, shows that they're on board with this character and they do have plans for her. So like you kind of have to look at it from that perspective also, just to, if you're planning on speccing on these characters, where exactly are publishers like Marvel, IDW, where are they focusing their attention on? So like in Marvel's case, you're talking about America Chavez, right? Well, that's obvious because, you know, she's going to be appearing in the Strange Multiverse movie, you know, with Doctor Strange. So this is, I mean, this gives anyone that's been banking on Jenica, this should give you hope for this character.
Yeah.
The fact that, you know, they're still going in with this.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't pick any of the issues up, so
yeah, but you're not you're not much of it like compared to like me and yeah, is Keys even? No, I don't think Keys is a TMNT guy either. You know,
Keys is not. He's like just slowly getting into it. Well, not even slowly. Like I think he just takes things that you say, and you know, if the book is out there, he'll like grab them. But yeah, I don't think I know he's trying to get better and you know, read more of that stuff. But yeah, I know it's not like his strong suit, right? So
yeah, I mean, you know, everyone has their preference, but yeah, I'm all in on TMNT. So
yeah,
of course. Okay,
what's going on here?
I think she's probably in that other character, the pantsless character. I think they're probably in the same. It's probably in the same universe.
It's possible, man. It's possible. So yeah, so we usually pass Dynamite. I mean, let's face it, it's just Red Sonja and things like that. So we just Vampirella. No disrespect on those. It's just not something I pick up. I like none of the guys in the panel usually pick up. So we kind of just pass by.
Except Face. We always
Face
have to
picks up a few. Yeah, Face picks up a few. All right, let's go to Boom before we get into Marvel, as we always do. So we are going to get into Last Witch number 3. We got 2 covers here. I gotta be honest with you. I don't remember talking about the first 2 issues of this.
Oh no, they came. I mean, yeah, it's pretty much following the same. I never picked them up, but they're pretty much following the same concept of like that whole fantasy, like kind of like a young adult fantasy reading, like Wind.
Okay.
So yeah, issue 3. I think this is a mini series. I don't think this is an ongoing, but yeah, this is continuing off. Issue 1, I did get some good reception, and people are on board this series. I think Sparks is actually picking this up.
So are you on it? Like you're going to be picking it up?
No. I missed the boat on issue 1 and 2, so this might be one of those things where either I might wait to get them in a volume, or just depending on how the story plays out, I might just hunt for these issues down the line. But I'm not currently. It's not on my pull list at the moment.
Are you? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you grabbing any of the covers? But yeah, okay. I guess if you're not on it, then.
Yeah. But Sparks is saying it's been a pretty good read, and yeah, like I said, like he echoed what I said. It's pretty much more for a younger audience.
Okay. We got Luna number 2. Luna number 1. There was that funky green 70s hippie.
Yeah, the prison variant.
Yeah, it was kind of out there. It made, I believe, it made like cover prices top 10, and you know, all those lists. We got number 2 here. I'm not thinking, to be honest, that this is going to have the same hype or go crazy as number 1. But hey, you never know. That's just my opinion. I hope I'm wrong, because if you stacked it or you grabbed a few copies, hopefully you can make some money. But yeah, I just don't think it's going to have the same outcome as number 1.
In terms of what you mean, like like
just the value, automatically the cover, like cover 1 is like really dope. This one, not so much.
Not so much an eye catcher, but from a story perspective, I'm hearing good things about it. I know Dream of August had Caroline Comics on their channel to review it, and I think they said that it was either all right or it was good. Like they didn't say it was bad, but you know, they said it was all right.
Yeah. We'll see where it goes. We'll see. What's going on, John? Yeah, so they got what? 1, 2 covers. All right, we got Mighty Morphin number 5. If you're into that Power Ranger stuff, more importantly, if you're into Tommy, the Green Ranger, White Ranger, I mean, this is a cover for you. Is this not a connecting cover?
They generally all are.
Yeah,
So
right?
issue 5 of Mighty Morphin would connect with issue 5 of Power Rangers. So you'll get that, that half of that lightning on the other side of Power Rangers to connect with that. And the thing is, if you're picking up Mighty Morphin, you're more than likely picking up Power Rangers anyways, just to get the complete story. And this is basically a fallout from, that reveal of the new Green Ranger that they showed in issue 4.
Yeah.
So this is the continuation of that. Yeah.
We got what? So there's 3 covers. So we got this one. It's all right. They're at the juice bar. If you watch the show, you know that's where they hang out, obviously. Kind of cool what's going on here. This creature with the green eye. Well, actually, everybody but the Rangers looks like they got that green eye thing going.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's something important. I'm just not really following the comic or the run, so I wouldn't have any information on it. And then something that a lot of people who I know are collecting, and Hyper, we've talked about this, is these blank colored variants, or not, sketch copies. I think we had yellow.
Yeah.
I believe we had white, blue, and red. So I think the only ones that are missing are, I believe it would be black and yellow. No, black and pink.
Pink, maybe pink, yeah. And I like the way that they're going with these blank variants because it makes a nice set. When you put them all together, it's almost like I kind of wish we eventually get a TMNT blank variant where they do the 4 headbands.
But they kind of have that with the turtles with the ones that they just had come out, right? Like last week, I think it was Raphael.
Oh, you mean like those best of?
Yeah, right. Where it's like literally just one color, and then they have the turtle on the front. I think those are pretty cool. I think if you have the set for that, I think that's going to be really cool to have, especially if you can send them off, get them 9/8, and then sell them as a set, especially for the sell. I mean, obviously, if you love Ninja Turtles, you probably want that in your comic room or whatever, but sets sells, man. Like sets, not anything else. It just sounded like I said something else there. I'm only promoting comics here, people. All right. Then we have Protector Valley Road number 1. I got to be honest with you. We've got 1, 2, 3 covers. I don't know anything about this.
Newbie. It's not Protector, it's Proctor.
Proctor. Sorry. Proctor Valley Road number 1. Short series, only 5 books. I know nothing about this. Like 0.
I do know that there is a Peach Momoko, I think 1 in 25 that people are picking up. It's a pretty interesting cover. See if you can do the number trick on that.
Okay, so hold on. So there's this one too. So that one doesn't really, that doesn't really look anything. That looks like Riddick number 1 to me. We got this one right here.
Keep going.
And I will do the trick right here. Yeah, no,
keep going. That's the 1 in 10. There has to be, I think it's the 1 in 25 that's the Momoko. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely Momoko, right?
There's no mistaking that. Not to be honest, not her best work, but Momoko fans, just letting you know that it is out there. It is a 1 in 25. So,
A lot of people in the chat are saying they're picking it up. They're excited for this. Not the Peach one specifically, but just the book, right?
Oh, and the 1 in 50 is a virgin. Thanks, Sparks. Yeah, it's the virgin variant of the Momoko. Yeah, it's the same thing, just without the trick. Yeah, so
it doesn't really do anything for me. I think I'm just, and there's no disrespect to Peach. I don't know her, but I feel like we would be on first name basis. I don't know. I'm kind of over. Like they don't really excite me to me. Like they kind of all just have similar things. I mean, hey, get paid, she's a great artist and things. It's just, I don't know.
The only thing though that this goes with, what was the other issue that I said that I was going to wait on? I said God of War I was going to wait on Wednesday, right? This one also is more of a Wednesday I'll wait because it is a horror genre, and the person that one of the co-writers is Grant Morrison, who guys that have been reading DC, Grant Morrison's done, Popular Batman and Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Well, he's doing Green Lantern currently, but he did, a lot of the, famous Batman stories in the past, pre-New 52. So it might be something that I might keep an eye out for. But a lot of people in the chat, like you said, are looking forward to this.
Yeah. All right. And then we have Spectre Inspectors #2. I remember talking about #1 because it kind of threw me off. I didn't read it. I didn't pick it up. We're finally here at #2. So I'm assuming somebody must have picked it up. Did you? I don't know if you did or not. No, right?
I think it would have been Face. It seems like Face is like letter C in a multiple choice question. He's like the safe answer for these things.
Man, I would always go B if I didn't know. Like my guesses were always B.
Yeah. I thought C was the go-to, or isn't that what they teach you? Like if you don't know, just go with C.
I don't know, man. The Simpsons taught me it's always B. So, all right. Before we get into DC, we're gonna go into Marvel. So we're gonna go Marvel, DC, comic news, comic spec. We're also gonna touch on WandaVision when we get there. Some things have to be cleared up in the WandaVision stuff. So we will talk about that in our comic news segment. All right, so let's get into it. We got Amazing Spider-Man 61. I got to be honest with you. I like this one.
But the cover that you'd want to go for is cover A, though.
Yeah, but I really like this one. I like everything about this. The fact that it's white. I like the art here.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I just I like that one.
But I mean, the obvious reason is this kind of has like that partial showing of his new costume,
which is stupid. Like he looks like he's the mascot for like the New York Mets or something like that.
Hey man, that's exactly what they're counting on. Sometimes it's so corny that it actually catches on.
Oh my God. If this is what Spider-Man's suit is gonna look like for the next 10 years, and I see Tom Holland wearing this.
No. Wait, you think it's gonna be that half thing? No. That's just
no. Like full, like that gray, blue.
Oh,
orange.
No. From what I understand, I think he's using that suit to fight Kingpin. I don't think that's like I doubt that's a permanent suit. I think that's just more for that story arc specifically. Look, I think I made it clear last week or the week before that I did drop ASM from my poll.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying hard not to fall into FOMO with this book.
Don't fall for it, man. Don't fall for it.
But it's tough, man, when you hear people around you saying, "Oh, I'm picking this." Like, I have my friends saying that I'm picking this up on Wednesday. I called my shop, and I'm trying hard not to, fall into that. But that's the thing.
Just keep this in mind. Venom 26, Venom 25.
Don't remind me.
All right, just keep that in mind. Just definitely keep that in mind. Brian, what's going on, man? Thank you for joining. The Maestro on Tales on the Flip Side. Brian saying over under on how many issues it lasts.
Well, Bricks is saying that it's supposed to be like a 5.
5? Oh my God.
Well, if it's supposed to be for a story arc, I mean, you would think that it would be like 4 or 5 issues.
Sparks is saying I just told my shop to take ASM off my pull list. I think I'm still get the next 2 issues, but I'm done with it. Wait a minute.
Hold on. Sparks was actually the one that was defending ASM. Okay, so I guess Sparks is also getting sick of it.
Yeah, I guess he was like, he must have like watched himself, on the rewind or something. Like, wait a minute, no, that's not.
Because I remember because a while back I was like trashing ASM, and Sparks was like, no, like ASM actually has gotten better. I'm like, okay, I guess Sparks is also turning a corner on that series.
Yeah, ASM and Batman 2 books never to cut. Yeah. You hear that a lot, but it just depends, right? It depends where you are, especially financially, especially in these times and things like that. And I know you've been on our shows, and Hyper's kind of cut back on some stuff because he's trying to chase a grail. So you got to save some money somewhere.
But here's the thing, though, and I've kind of made this point before about when you have series that have been long established, like Batman and Spider-Man, you will get new characters that appear in those series once in a while. But the fact is that because both of those franchises are very much established, a lot of the time you're going to find that a lot of these issues end up being relegated to I don't want to say like the dollar bin, but it's almost like they're going to be inconsequential in terms of a spec point of view, if that's the reason you're collecting them.
Yeah.
From a reader's perspective, go for it. But if you're collecting ASM and Batman purely on the spec side, I think your money could be spent elsewhere.
Yep. Agreed. Okay. We've got Children of the Atom #1. Dun 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 dun.
This one,
technically, okay, so here's the thing though, and I think I think a few people are getting misled. It is technically not the first appearance of them because they have already shown up.
Yes, in Marvel Voices, you mean?
Yes. So they've already shown up in that book.
Yeah.
If anything, this is the first cover appearance, which take it for whatever. I don't know if there's going to be some social media or some informational outlets that might put the wrong information out there. So just be careful because this is not the first appearance of this team or any of these characters. It is Marvel Voices #4, right?
No, it's the first Marvel Voices. It was the one.
Okay. So it is #1. So just be careful for that. Again, this is not the first appearance. So please just know that information before you go into buying this book. Okay.
That's not to say that there might not be any new first appearances, like in terms of characters. No. But you're right. In terms of the first team appearances, yes, it's not this issue.
Yeah. So just be careful.
I mean, I am picking it up just because I'm just going to give it a shot. I have dropped several of my other X titles, so we'll see if this makes the cut or not. But I'll pick it up on Wednesday.
We got Conan the Barbarian. You guys were probably expecting me to say librarian, but I didn't. I went Barbarian. So we got #19 here. I'm not really picking this up. I don't think I have any Conan books in my collection at all. So this is an easy pass. I don't pick this up. Don't look twice.
I picked up the first 12 issues when it was written by Jason Aaron. I wasn't really a big Conan fan, but the fact that Jason Aaron wrote the first 12, I did pick those up, and they were actually not a bad read. It's especially if you're into that whole, like, that timepiece writing. But yeah, I've been off it since issue 12. So I couldn't tell you what the story is right now.
Dan, we will talk about this when we get into comic news and the WandaVision side of things. I promise you. I promise you we will talk that, man. I can't wait. I can't wait for that. I actually made a few jokes. Somebody got offended that I made a joke. Message me. I won't mention names. It is what it is. Water under the bridge, as they say. But this person got offended because I made a joke about, this is Mephisto, or this is Mephisto, and get this book, like just joking around.
Yeah, that's pretty much a running joke at this point, though.
Yeah, and I had somebody who get really offended by it because they spent a few bucks, I'll say, on certain books, and it didn't pan out. So it is what it is. But that's why you need a lot of information. You can't just go based on what one person says or like what's the popular opinion at the time. Usually, if it's a popular opinion, you're already late to the party, right? So just keep that in mind. And I only say this because I try to help the community. I'm not I'm not Switzerland. I'm not anything like that. I'm just, I don't want people to get screwed, overpay for something that isn't the right product or anything like that. So just keep that in mind. All right. Everybody's retirement run. We got Daredevil 28. She's still wearing the suit. She's still rocking it. We'll probably get a second print next week, the week after. That's just the way things go. We got a Kingpin here looking like he's a zombie. You have this on your run. You pulled Daredevil. You were on it from day one.
Yeah. So
you probably have more information about this than I do.
No, just continuing, there's a storyline, Daredevil's in jail and she's still rocking the Daredevil mantle. I know a lot of people were thinking it was going to be like a one-off thing, but they're still continuing with it. And that just gives more fire to that issue 20. It was issue 25, right? The one that you called your retirement book.
the retirement, but for what, like a day and a half? And now, I mean, well, actually, so I think somebody mentioned. They told me, they're like, "Hey, Noob, do you know that book is still going for like $20 or $25?" So
It is. But the thing is, Spec aside, it's still like, I mean, Chip Zdarsky's been consistently great on this series. So, and that's the only reason I was picking it up from day one, because historically, Daredevil isn't exactly like, when you look at previous Daredevil runs, there might be one or two key issues in those series, but for the most part, people pick them up just because they're generally a great read.
yeah,
There's not a lot of. I think the last 3 volumes have actually been really good. Story, like, they've had really good writers on Daredevil, so it's been blessed.
yeah. I just been off of it. The only one that I picked up was 25. My shop had a few, and you guys know the story. It's just a quick flip. It is what it is. But we got 1, 2. So we got 2 covers. I'm assuming there might be some more. Definitely be on the lookout for second printings, because that's just what's going on with that run. What was it? 25 had second printing. 26 had second printings. 25 actually had a third printing. We haven't seen anything for 27 yet, so maybe it was just a 25-26 thing, but you never know, right?
26 did have a second printing. I think that came out last week. 27.
Last week? Okay.
Yeah, I think it was
so
26.
It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time then. Okay, this one's a little interesting, but we got we got Deadpool Nerdy 30.
This is an anniversary issue, I think, right?
This is a what? Sorry?
I think this is an anniversary issue.
Yeah, something. Deadpool turning 30.
There's going to be various authors, and
so we got 3 covers. Sorry, I cut you off there on the. I know you were reading that, so sorry. Meh, is what it is. Of course, Wolverine would be right beside him, right? That's how things work.
I mean, look, I'm a Deadpool fan, but I haven't been picking up this latest run, and this is one of those books that, I mean, unless there's like a major first appearance, which I don't think there is. This is one of those books that I kind of feel I'd probably be able to find it in a half off sale or something down the line. Like usually it's like, like those Detective Comics anniversary issues that they are pumping out for the issue 1000 and issue 1027, where they had like multiple covers, like those 100-page issues. They were selling for like $10 on New Comic Book Day, but then a few months later I saw those same books like on a half off sale, because stores order plenty of them, and then a lot of them end up sitting on the racks. I have a feeling this is going to be the same situation with this book.
Yeah, I think so too.
If you're a Deadpool fan, by all means, grab it. It's just I'll probably just to save some money on the wallet, I'm probably gonna skip this one.
Yeah. We've got Eternals 3. I know there was a few people really hoping this would turn into something, especially the first 2 issues. I don't know. I just know that I can collect number 1 or 2 because they're still on the shelves. But we got Eternals number 3. I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I didn't pick up 1 or 2. I can go to my shop tomorrow and pick them up because they're still there. Will I? No.
I'm picking it up mainly because of the art. I like Esad Ribic's art. He actually did the Conan series I was mentioning to you about, like the first 12 issues with Jason. And it's written by Kieran Gillen, who also is writing Once and Future. So, and it's a mini series, and we know that Marvel is going cosmic. So I'm picking up just on the off chance that something kind of significant happens in the series.
Yeah. No, I can't. I got to stay focused on what I'm doing with the purchase. Yeah. Okay, we got some Immortal Hulk number 44. Is this done at 50?
I believe so, unless something changed. It's from what I understand, 50 is the last issue. Yeah.
So we got this as the cover A here. Kind of cool. I got to be honest. The only issue of Hulk that I picked up was 43.
Well, the controversial issue.
And that was only because it was on the shelf even 2 days later, and I just saw it as a flip opportunity. That's pretty much it. So and I'm also not the biggest Hulk fan. So
I'll be honest, Hulk wasn't exactly one of my favorite characters. And I only started reading Immortal Hulk just because of the reviews it got, and it was for the most part, it was been a great read.
yeah,
It goes to show how with the right writer and with the right artist, you can take any character that you might not be a fan of, and you could easily make yourself a believer. So who knows? I might actually end up liking Iron Man series down the line.
you will like Iron Man. I guarantee it. Okay, we've got and this is the other one too. Yeah, that non-stop Spider-Man #1. I thought this came out like 2 weeks ago.
I thought so too. No. I guess we're getting it this week. I believe there's supposed to be a first appearance in this. I can't put my finger on it.
It's that like ice Ghost Rider looking thing.
Oh, right. The
Ghost Spider. I think it is.
The Spirit of Vengeance kind of costume or something.
Yeah. I think it's the Spirit Spider or
it's
Ghost
basically
Spider or something like that. Yeah, but it like you just said, it's like the Spirit of Vengeance
in a costume, in a Spidey form. That costume, I think a lot of the gamers would know. That costume appeared in the PS4 Spider-Man game.
And Mr. Key Issues actually brought that to my attention like weeks ago, and I think it was in our group chat, and he said, he's like, guys, it's not a first appearance though. So shout outs to Mr. Key Issues, because he had that, he's into video games like crazy. So yeah, just be careful. Sam Rock, there's a lot of different covers for there's a lot, but I honestly thought, can somebody in the chat tell me, did we not have something like this come out like a few weeks ago? I thought
the problem is when you have so many different Spidey titles, it kind of sometimes it just melds together, and you sometimes don't know when they're coming out. I honestly was in the same boat as you. I thought this came out already. I didn't realize it was this week that issue 1's coming out.
Yeah, like
I do like this Alex Ross cover.
Just keep in mind, the book is not for the faint of heart, so check with your doctor before reading.
Is that what it says in the solicit?
Yeah, right here.
Oh wow, okay, interesting.
So you know what that says to me? Pass.
Everyone's talking about there's like a blue die cut cover. Oh, I see what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Check here, right? Yeah, that's the one that.
This one.
This one's not. This one's pretty dope. What does the interior look like? Click on the second image.
What do you mean click on the
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, is it mind blowing? Am I gonna stack it? No, I don't know.
No. This.
You might as well get this one. You might as well get this one.
No, I wouldn't. I'm not telling people to stack it, but I mean, being like having issues from the 90s, die cuts do have a special place in my heart.
Dope costume on that Ghost Spider mashup. Yeah. I can't remember the exact name of the character, but yeah, it's something like that. But again, it's not technically the first appearance. So
wait, in the comic,
the first appearance. So again, I think people might have to do their research on it. I might actually ask Key Issues to send me what book and the images that he had of the character, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, I think it might be advertised as his first appearance, but I don't think it will be. So just keep that in mind. Again, I could be wrong, but Hyper knows exactly what I'm talking about, and I think we've seen images where this won't be the first appearance.
Yeah, actually, I'm drawing a blank though which book it was that Keys mentioned.
Yeah, but it was like weeks ago. So I can't even go in the group chat and like even look, because I'd probably be there for like 3 days. So
yeah.
All right, we got Star Wars number 12, and let's face it, guys. What's hotter than Star Wars? Probably nothing. Star Wars is the thing. Anything Star Wars. Am I grabbing this? No. Is there any first appearance or anything? I'm the worst person to ask because I don't know anything about Star Wars. So if there is a first appearance or anything, maybe Hyper knows, or maybe somebody in the chat, I don't know. But I know I'm not picking this up. This isn't something that I'm gonna grab. I'm sticking to the High Republic stuff. So
Yeah, same here. I'm only sticking to High Republic and High Republic Adventures. I'm not really picking up Star Wars or Bounty Hunter or Darth Vader unless I hear info that there's like a significant first appearance appearing. But for the most part, I'm skipping these titles.
I think this is kind of like that Empire Strikes Back stuff. Like it's not, anything good.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot what timeline this series falls under, but I mean, I don't know if this is post Empire or pre. Yeah, maybe Star Wars Fiend can let me know, because I mean that's his name, so I figured he would probably be on this series.
Reading it before, it was cool. Not going to brag. Okay. Face, I know, is a huge fan of these. There are a lot of people that collect these, but it's the action figure variant for it. And we've got Princess Leia in combat poncho.
I never understood.
For me.
I mean, I never really got these action figure variants in terms of. I only had, I think in my whole collection, I might have one or two, but for the most part, I just never got into them.
Me neither. Like I know that there's a few people that collect it and things like that. I don't know. I've just never really been an action figure cover guy. I don't know. Like, and I've passed by a lot of them. Black Panther, Spider-Man's, Miles, even Iron Man ones. I've just never really. It just never really caught my attention. I don't know.
You know the one in Marvel that actually is fetching for quite a bit. I've noticed it's that Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur, that wraparound action figure variant.
Yeah,
that's probably, at least on the Marvel side, I think that's one of the more valuable action figure variants. And the thing is, I have seen people put them on display on their wall. It does look nice when it's like back to back to back, because it kind of looks like you have like a rack of action figures. So from a display, I guess I get it, but not really my thing.
Yeah, not mine either. All right. And then we have probably one of the more popular ones that I think a lot of people will get is Strange Academy number 9.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people are picking this up. So this is the Scotty variant. This is cover A.
Yeah. And then there's always this character spotlight variant, which
right here. This one right here. So we got this one. This one's pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie, I like it. It's not the greatest cover. It just appeals to me.
I think my favorite, and it's the one that I missed out on, was the Kid Dormammu. I think that was issue 2.
And then we got this one right here.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange in that navy blue and white. It kind of reminds me of that Spider-Man one, that Spider-Man 61 that I said looks kind of dope.
It's the same artist, dude. It's because Michael Cho.
Oh, okay, cool. There we go.
Michael Cho is doing a theme for a couple of these Marvel titles where they're calling it like the two-tone art, where he just.
Okay. Well, I like that.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
These.
Yeah, people are picking up all these two tones just to have it as a collection, which is kind of dope.
Do you think after the success that Taskmaster 3 had, do you think that there's any chance people are running to pick number 4 up?
I would not be surprised if stores probably order more copies of issue 4 on the heels of issue 3. I don't know if issue 4 is going to give you any more insight, because we already got his first appearance in issue 3.
We might get Coca-Cola Man or Sprite Woman or Mountain Dew Dog, something like that. I don't know. We could.
I would laugh if the Pepsi Man got killed off in issue 4. Just
man, I'm smoking there.
No, I think he's gonna stick around. Though.
Yeah, I think so too. I think a lot of stores are going to be ordering maybe more than they would. I don't want to say a lot, but I think that maybe a lot of stores will pick up a little bit more just because of the success that number 3 had. I think that they're going to be a little disappointed because, I don't know. I just don't know how many people are picking up Taskmaster,
Yeah. And yeah, Star Wars Fiend, yeah, you are right. The Star Wars, especially the older action figure variants, they do have a following, and some of them have spiking value. I just never wrap my head around it in terms of its appeal from an aesthetic point of view. But no, you're right. There definitely is a large following for that.
Yo, don't you dare take my trademarks away, all right? I've got proof, people.
Wait, did you say Mountain Dude or Mountain Dew?
Mountain Dew, dude.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, this one works too. But just, don't take my stuff, people. It's trademarked already. It's in
It
the
is a nice
Newbie,
cover.
so
I do like this cover a bit better than issue 3.
man, I don't like any of these though. Like this one, I don't know, man.
This one's just has all sorts of weird going on.
I'm just I'm kind of over it. We've got Thor and Loki Double Trouble #1. We've got 4 copies.
I do like that Carnero variant. That one looks really nice.
This is a kid. Is this a kid's one?
It's supposed to be almost like an all ages kind of. I don't want to say it's all ages and then some 5-year-old reads it, but I mean, I think it's supposed to be more for a younger audience. These double trouble books, like they did that with Spider-Man and Venom, they're meant to be more of a lighthearted read, compared to your usual stuff that you read in Marvel continuity.
Yeah.
But this one almost looks like a Ragnarok movie poster.
Ugh. Yeah, I don't know. I will say this, and just look at what's going on. I wouldn't be shocked if like this one gets a few bucks, just because Loki's, anything Loki with the show coming in June might get hot. You never know. I'm not saying this is going to be a $50 book. I'm not even saying this is a $20 book, but with the shows that are coming. You saw what happened with WandaVision. It's anything and everything associated with it might be something. Not saying there's a first appearance or anything like that. It's just the fact that you get Loki on the cover, green cut, whatever. You know what I mean? I just like to look at the trends, and that's kind of what happens, right? Look how crazy everybody went with WandaVision and Vision. Everything Wanda or Vision was picked up, no matter what it was. It was sold for a nice profit.
Wait, Newbie, can you check if there's a ratio on this one? Because I know that the 1 in 25 for Spider-Man, Venom, Double Trouble issue 1 or 2.
No,
it went quite a bit because of Peach Momoko. Okay, so in this one, no. Okay.
Okay, and finally we've got Wolverine Black White Blood #4. It is the end of the run.
This is
It's okay.
This I like the whole Black Widow and Wolverine, like, yeah, it's a very film noirish kind of cover, and yeah, I think people are grabbing this more for the interior art as well as the story, but the interior art is basically black and white, obviously with a splash of red here and there, but yeah, if you're a Wolverine fan, these are basically just anthology stories. Each issue is self-contained pretty much, so you could probably pick this issue up without having the other 3 issues if you're a Wolverine fan. So yeah.
What channel broke that? What channel broke that secret variant?
I believe it was us, wasn't it?
Oh man. Okay. Now we're just showing off. I will say this is a nice cover. I do like the cover. I haven't really picked any of these issues up, so
I only picked up that one issue that had the secret variant.
Yeah, will I start now? No, I will not. So
well, you could start and finish because it ends with this.
Yeah, but that's like watching Titanic at the end. Like everybody knows that the scene where he draws her naked is the climax of the movie. So like I can't just start at the end.
Newbie. I don't want to know what part of you climaxed in that scene.
Dan, you are absolutely 100% accurate. I wish you weren't telling people. No, I'm just kidding. That is actually very true, and it's actually pretty affordable. I know a lot of people have different differences on what affordability is, but yeah, you could make a quick dollar flipping that 100%. Okay, so that is it for.
It's funny how you You completely skipped X Factor, but it's okay. I dropped that title.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't mean no disrespect. So we're gonna do DC real quick. We're gonna get into comic news. We're gonna talk WandaVision, and then we are gonna talk Spec, and we're gonna finish it off.
Newbie.
What's up?
We did the other comics, right? The other comics books. Okay. My mind just kind of blank there. All right. Cool.
Come on, man. Pay attention. Pay attention.
It's been a long day.
Is there anything like that comes to mind really quick for DC in your opinion?
Yes. The Joker. The Joker is, ongoing series is starting, and it's written by James Tynion. You know, as we know, writer of Something is Killing the Children, the current Batman run, Department of Truth. Guys, if you're not picking up Joker, I would highly recommend it. I haven't even read it, but I just feel like with his track record, it's almost like it's pretty much a safe bet to pick this issue up. And Josh from East Meets West read this book, and he said it's really good. So
okay. Well, to take his word. All right, first up, we got Wonder Woman 770. Magic Lasso, if you're in here, this is the time where you meow. This is your character right here.
And this is kicked off at the Infinite Frontier. You'll notice that the Infinite Frontier emblems there. So it's pretty much like if you read Infinite Frontier 0, these series are basically spawning off that.
This is a pass for me. Yeah, just not. I don't know, man. I'm not really following Wonder Woman. I fell into the trap for Future State. So that was enough for me. I don't have anything outside of that book, anything Wonder Woman in my collection.
Could you scroll down? I just want to see who the writer is for this series.
It is Jordi Belair.
Yeah, Belair. And Becky. Oh, there's multiple writers. Oh, wait a minute. This is okay. Sorry, my bad. I think this is one of those multiple story issues. Yeah, because there's like 3 different writers: Becky Cloonan, Jordi Belair. And what's the price of this issue? It's a $4.99. Okay, it's a thicker issue.
DC's always doing that, man. Fuck, $4.99, $5.99.
It's gonna be a pass for me just because. Yeah, it'll probably be a pass for me.
Last week, Roberto Someone 6 joined us for the first time. This is his second time on the show. Man, thank you so much for joining. I just want to say, don't forget to hit the subscribe, like, notification bell. We're always live every Sunday at 9:30, every Tuesday at what? At 9:30. So tune in for that. We all have our own videos. I would love to see you in more of those, man. Hit the thumbs up, hit the sub. Follow my man Hyper, follow my man Face, and Mr. Key Issues, man. I appreciate you for being here, man. Love it. Thank you so much.
And to address Kachung's point, previously I was picking up Wonder Woman mainly because of those cover Bs, those Josh Middleton covers. And I don't think he's doing those anymore. So I'm probably going to be off that. And yeah, anything with Superman, I'm not touching unless this franchise turns itself around. But lately, Superman's been kind of it's
weak. It's weak.
It's been underwhelming from people that I've talked to and what I've read. Nothing excites me about Action Comics or Superman at this point. So unless we get a well-known writer like that I like coming on this series, I'm probably going to be skipping anything Superman.
Yeah. You guys know how I feel about Superman, so it is a pass for me. This is Face. This got Face written all over it. I will admit it is a dope cover though. I love that map thing.
Newbie. Lately for this series, I've been liking the cover Bs on this one. Like Gabriel Delato did one recently, and scroll down and see who the cover, like what the cover B is. I'm pretty sure it's another Fire cover. Oh yeah, I think this is the Gabriel Delato cover. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think this is the cover that I picked up.
I really like this cover, but I don't do anything Watchmen or this character, so I don't know. Like I said, I think I'm just gonna hold my money and wait for next week. There is also you know, there, if you look a little further down the road, there is some big books coming. If you guys haven't checked out April, May, I mean,
But
I don't know. I think I'm just gonna save my money. I don't know. I don't want to fall for the trap of just buying to buy. You know.
Newbie, do you mind just clicking on the Gelato cover? The only reason I would draw people's attention to that is because you don't get to see Gelato doing regular cover A's or cover B's that often.
Mhm.
Usually store exclusives or ratios. And actually, I think that Spider-Man. Remember when that issue 55, that Patrick Gleason issue came out?
Yeah.
The negative, like the web. He did a cover B for that one, and that kind of flew under the radar. And I think that ended up going for over cover price in the secondary. So this might be another issue because, like I said, Delato, you don't see him doing regular covers often. So
Yeah. It's true.
it might be one to be on the lookout for.
Yeah, it's true, man. Yeah, Star Wars Fiend. May is going to be an expensive month, man. Oh my god. Yeah.
May, yeah. I already know one series returning in May that I'm already putting a lot of money in.
Is it the series that I got a 1 in 25 and the 1 in 50 of?
Precisely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was actually able, supposedly from my shop has told me that I will be getting a 1 in 25 and a 1 in 50. We'll see. We'll see. But because of the fact that I let them know like 2 months in advance, they're like, Newbie, we got you. So hopefully, yeah.
And the fact that you let them know 2 months in advance shows them also that you're not just doing this off of like, oh, it's a hot book. Like, they can't fault you for that because you're ordering it well in advance before
Yeah,
those.
exactly. Well, it's funny because my shop, the shop was like, well, is it like a big book? I'm like, and I just played like, I don't know. It's something that's killing the children. You know, that's what I
Same
said.
thing.
I was like, something is killing the children. You know, like I just want to finish the run, even though like I don't have 1 through 9 or 1 through 10.
So here's the thing. When I spoke to my shop this past week, I did the same thing that you did, right? I asked for the 1 in 25 and the 1 in 50. And I said, okay, would it make it easier on you for my pricing if I decided to order 5 copies of Cover A and 5 copies of Cover B? He's
Yes,
like,
you
yeah.
did. Yeah, yeah.
And then he was asking the same question you were asking. He's like, is there something big going on in this issue? I'm like, oh, no, I believe it's supposed to be her origin story. That's because that's all I knew. So it's like, oh, okay, cool.
You know what, man? That book it's going to be huge. I personally think so. It's going to be something. So better be safe than sorry. That's all.
I just like the fact that those covers are a callback to issue 1, both the A and the B cover.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I like that they kind of went back to the well on that.
You know what's crazy is I don't even know what the 1 in 25 or 1 in 50 looks like for it, but I still ordered them. So
wait, you didn't even see them before you ordered them?
No, I have no idea. I have no idea what they look like. The opportunity just came about with the shop being like, "Hey, man, like if you're interested, we can do it." Blah 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 blah. And I just said, "Yeah, whatever. I don't care. Let's do it." Just because of look at the track record on all of them, right? So
yeah, I mean, just be careful though in terms of. I mean, I'm only putting a bit of faith in this just because it's a brand new story arc and it's an origin. But we have noticed that people are slowly catching on to this series. So I'm not saying that the other back issues like post issue 10 aren't going to catch fire, but I'm just saying that they're a bit more slower to get an increase in value. It seems like anything prior to issue 10, that's where the money's at for now.
yeah. Oh, hey, we will be as soon as we're done this, we're gonna do comic news and we're talking WandaVision before we talk Spec, and we will be talking about this. So leave all your comments for a few minutes, okay? Let's just hold off. But yeah, I sent an invite. You know, he didn't take it. So all right, we got Sweet Tooth number 5, the return number 5. Sorry. I think Face is picking this series up. I feel like that is a safe bet to make.
Yeah, I believe he is because I think he actually read the first Sweet Tooth.
Yeah, so it's not really anything. We got American Vampire 1976, number 6.
This one I'm picking up because Scott's I call him Snot Snyder. Scott Snyder is writing this, and he's one of my favorite authors. But I still have to finish the original American Vampire. But I am collecting, and this is the finale of this series. and this miniseries.
Yeah, this is a pass for me. I think the big ones, the big one is this one right here. So we got the Joker #1.
Yeah, this one I would almost. And there's a couple of variants for this one. Not a fan of all of them. I'll definitely get the cover A.
Oh shit! Seriously?
No, but you're looking at what I think those are all variant artists. Yeah, because all those artists are just from variant covers. They're not all in the same book.
No, I know. Like I'm looking at the books.
Oh yeah, because there's a ton of store exclusives.
Yeah,
All that. So
that's insane, man.
I think in terms of regular copies, it's that one that you just showed, cover A, and there's a Matina cover B, and there's like a 1 in 25. See all the way at the bottom, you'll see that sketch variant. That's the 1 in 25.
Yeah.
And then you have like a ton of store exclusives. So
yeah, there's too many of them. This kind of reminds me of that Joker Wars or whatever.
This is basically the fallout from Joker Wars. That's what the story kind of takes off from.
I will say, what are the odds that this one takes off?
I think you're talking about the cover or the series?
The cover. This one right here.
Well, first of all, is this a store exclusive or what is this?
No, this is just the Campbell. I believe it's B.
No. If it's I think, is it J. Scott Campbell?
Yeah. I
believe that's a store exclusive. I don't think that's a regular. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't do store exclusives, so I'm out. But yeah, anybody who's big on Punchline, I can guarantee you is picking this one up. So yeah.
I'm more or less done with store exclusives for the most part. So I'll probably be picking up A and probably B as well.
And then finally, we come to Batman Urban Legend #1.
This one I'm picking up because check the second paragraph. Who's writing it? Chip Zdarsky.
Yep.
Author of Daredevil.
Yep.
I don't recall if he's done many DC titles because I've only known him from Indie and Marvel. I can't recall if he's done DC titles off the top of my head, but I'll be picking this up just because just the fact that he's writing part of it is already and plus I usually pick up most Batman titles. So yeah. I'll be picking this one up.
Ugh. Well, that is it for New Comic Book Day. Let's get right into it. We're going to do comic news. We're going to talk WandaVision, or let's talk WandaVision first, then do comic news, and then we'll do our comic spec. So, like always, Hyper, take it away with the spoiler.
Guys, if you don't want to be spoiled, I would suggest momentarily leave this chat. I'll drop a line in the group chat once we've finished talking WandaVision spoilers, so you can either mute us or leave the chat temporarily, and I'll give you guys like a 5-second head start.
So for those of you that haven't seen WandaVision, I mean, I don't know where you were, but I get it. Life happens. People have work, families, things like that. So I totally get it if you haven't seen it. I know Dave in the Cave and those guys, when I was watching their show, they said basically if anyone spoils it, they were going to basically kick them out because they didn't watch it or they weren't going to until Saturday, which it happens, right? But it is Sunday, so I figured a lot more people have watched it, so I feel like we can talk about it. But let's talk about it, guys. Things that stand out. Hyper, I'll go first, and then you can do your 2 cents. The things that stick out to me. Monica Rambeau looks like she's going to be on her way up to the spaceship. She is going to be possibly an Avenger, which makes me feel and think that there's a certain book that could be a sleeper, and I'm not trying to be weird. I'm trying to look for the book. Yes. This one right here.
Mm-hmm.
First appearance of Spectrum. I told you guys the other day I found like 7 copies. I think Key Issues found like 3 copies for $1. Some of them I was actually given for free because the guy just didn't want to count how many books I had. So yeah, that one's out there in dollar bins. And I'll tell you, and I'll be honest, I sold like 6 of them on IG through eBay as well. Believe it or not, even though I'm against eBay, for like $20-$25. But it is an undervalued book, man. And when she comes back and she is shown, that one is going to not skyrocket. I don't want to say skyrocket. It's going to get to a point where it could be a $50 book. It could be even more, depending on her role long-term in the MCU and what she does, right? So that's definitely a book I would be on the lookout for. And one of my questions. The other thing that stands out to me is, and, you know, I was kind of saying, you know what, West Coast Avengers 45 is going to be a 3-week book. I had no doubt in my mind after this week it was going to be over. I think there's a lot of questions. I think the biggest thing that stands out is the fact that when Vision is fighting White Vision, he kind of gives them the thumb, he gives them the memories or whatever. And the most important line, if you guys didn't catch it, is once he's done that and those memories go in his mind or whatever, he opens his eyes and he goes, "I am Vision now." Boom. And then he just like jets out of there and he flies out. So that might lead me to think that they might have something for this White Vision. I think that White Vision might be around a bit longer. However, the fact that it's staying at 9.8 is staying at a $1,500 Canadian value is ridiculous still. Like, I don't know how. If you're really interested in this book, I think you're going to be able to find it when it dips a little bit, because it's not like we're going to get a White Vision next week or in Winter Soldier or in Loki. Like, I think it's going to be a while, if any. So keep that in mind. We saw a few different things as well, right? We saw the scrolls. So that's going to be something to be looking out for. Again, the funny thing was the Ralph Boner thing. They teased you. So there's no mutants there, right? Like, everybody was expecting mutants. There's no mutants. It was just like the actual actor. The other thing was that Mephisto, Blue Adam, Nightmare, Magneto, Patrick Stewart, Doctor Strange, nobody showed up. Like, you know those Bad Boy commercials?
Yeah.
Nobody showed up. None of these characters showed up, which made a lot of people super pissed off. You were going to say something, Hyper?
No, wait. There was something I had to... Don't you mean... You meant Blue Marvel. I think you said Blue Adam.
Or Blue Marvel. Sorry, Blue Marvel. Blue Adam. Jesus.
You're thinking Black Adam.
Yeah, Black Adam. Yeah, it was just crazy to see, you know, just as quickly as like one Easter egg or one mention of a character makes a book go skyrocket. It's crazy to see the aftermath of, like, the show ended. Everybody was waiting for one of these characters to show up. None of them showed up. And everybody was like, man, fuck this. Forget this. You know, like, just, it's so crazy. The biggest thing from WandaVision that I took is actually, and it was just spoiled. So thank you for spoiling it. No, I'm just kidding, man. Wanda showed up as the next big bad. Yes. I now think that Wanda could be the big villain in Doctor Strange 2.
Okay.
Hold on. If not the big villain, I think she'll have a part in it. But we now see that she is going to get crazy, man. Like, she's going to get crazy. I love the fact she had that red
crown
thing going. I love the way her suit went. I love at the end of I love the way at the end of the episode how she was kind of just, you know, drinking her tea, and then it was kind of like Doctor Strange was doing when he was sleeping. Just the other parallel of the body or whatever was kind of reading that book and things like that, and she was going crazy. The one thing that I was super excited about was she hears her kids screaming, and then it like takes off, and then the show's over. I thought that was kind of interesting because somebody had said to me, they go, well, Newbie, just keep in mind the hex is done, right? Like they were like, the hex is done, but where does she put Agatha? Where, so then I also heard that maybe she didn't actually destroy her kids, but she actually moved them to where Agatha is. It's a possibility at this point. I mean, everybody has their opinion, so we'll see. But yeah, there was a lot. It was almost like watching Lost, right? You finished the episode and you were like, what the fuck? Like I got like 5 more, like I've got more questions than answers. You know what I mean? Like it was just one of those. I enjoyed it. Was it the best ending? No, it was anticlimactic for me, to be honest with you. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, it had us watching, talking about it every week, and that's what they wanted, right?
So wait, okay. So before I go, what was your overall? Okay, I think you may have already answered my question, but when you said it was anticlimactic, what's your overall take on the episode? Like, did you like it, or did you feel that it kind of?
I expected what we were getting because we were already like where we left off on episode 8 was she was basically fighting Agatha, right? So like I expected this one to just be like, okay, this is where we get the action. And from the trailers that we got, you saw her flying out and chasing her and the tanks and people running. And we hadn't seen that the last couple episodes, right? So that's where I thought, okay, this is going to be the episode that everything goes crazy. But yeah, I don't know. It's just anticlimactic, right? I thought they could have done more with that Vision versus Vision fight. They could have done more with certain different aspects of it. But I mean, it wasn't the worst episode. I still think number 1 and 2 were the worst. I don't care what anybody says. I get the concept they were trying to go for, but they were boring. So I don't know. It was a good show. Like I said, will I watch it again? No. I've said that from day one. I'm just watching this one time through, and that was it. So you think it's a sign that people need to stop speccing off of the movies? 100%. 100%.
Well, where's the fun in that?
I think everybody's just going to spec, right? When a movie's announced, people are going to go crazy and read, okay, who does this character fight? And who's this character? Like I think that's just going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
I just think we need to be more careful because of the fact with so many outlets to YouTube and so many people specking and so many, word of mouth travels fast, especially in our community. We just have to be careful, right? Because a lot of people just take one person's opinion, takes it, and then they're like, okay, Mephisto. Like, man, they literally, Kevin Feige and Marvel were doing this to everybody. Like for 4 or 5 weeks with that Mephisto thing. They literally were like, yeah, think he's coming. And he never showed up, right? So, and I do want to say this. It is a pat in the back to myself. But I said 2 things. I said that, what's the guy's name that plays Vision? Paul Bettany?
Paul Bettany.
I told you guys, well, I told you the chat, but I told you guys like hyper-faced. I go, you know what? The character that I think is going to happen is I think he's going to fight, like they're going to fight each other. And that's what the character he's been dying to. I thought you were
banking on Magneto at first.
Well, and that's what I said. I said it's either that or it's Magneto. So I was kind of, 50% right. So.
Yeah. Wait, was there anything you wanted to add?
No, that was just it. That was it. But
yeah, no. I mean, to your point, I mean, good on him for that, for that swerve, because I think when he gave that little nugget of info, it's a character I've been dying to, work with. I think that's when a lot of our speculation radar went off, and we started thinking of all sorts of, like, someone even in Very Gary's channel, I think, mentioned how he was convinced that Al Pacino was going to come, from Devil's Advocate or something. And so many names got thrown around, like Michael Fassbender, Patrick Stewart, and all that. Like a lot of these A-list actors that, you would think that maybe he might want to work for.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Hyper. Sorry.
No, I'm saying, like, I remember you and other people did throw that theory that maybe he's talking about himself, but people that are not, that's probably might not be the case. But it turns out that actually ended up being what he meant when he said it's an actor he wanted to work with. So Um, here's my thing though. I watched it like when I first watched it. My initial thought was, I guess you could say, the first things that came out of my mouth was like, "That's it." In terms of, I guess I was expecting more.
Yeah.
I will say I did do another a brief rewatch of episodes, and I kind of came around to it. Like I got a better. I was more receptive to the episode when I watched it the second time around, just because I think a lot of us kind of put expectations on our like uh, unnecessary expectations of what the show was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I think the whole purpose of the show was supposed to be like a vehicle to get to the next Doctor Strange movie. And I think people were expecting a lot more than what you know was the case, and partly because of speculation and whatnot. But I mean, hindsight being 2020, we kind of should have figured that when Agatha appeared in episode 8, and then the flashback sequence happened in episode 9. One episode doesn't give a lot of time to start introducing new characters like Mephisto or anything else. So we
No.
kind of should have. Again, this is hindsight 2020, but I guess I should have known better to assume that a lot of big revelations were going to come in episode 10. It's almost like Game of Thrones, right? Usually the big things happen the second to last episode of the season, and that finale kind of wraps things up in a sense with some little minor revelations here and there. So I didn't have any major gripes with the issue, except for a few things like the whole Ralph Boner thing. I think that was. I agree with you. I think that was almost that, and I think very Gary may have mentioned that it almost seemed like an FU to Fox
Yeah.
with their Quicksilver, with their version of Quicksilver, where they
Mhm.
basically bitched him out and they called him Ralph Boner. Um, who knows if that actually ends up coming? But I have a feeling that's going to be a one and done. I don't think we're going to see anything from. I forgot the actor's name, Aaron something.
Yeah. It's just crazy. Like the thing to me that was interesting, and again, I speculate. Everyone speculates. I don't think that it's not like I can quit speculating. Like there's nobody that I go to and I'm like, hey, I'm done. I quit. Right? Like everybody speculates. In life and sports and comics and movie, you do it all the time, right? I'll never do it. It's just funny to me how, the show comes out once a week. You get 30 to 40 minutes an episode, and everybody went nuts 6 days after and
Mm-hmm.
before the next episode. And it's just crazy if you look back at what people were speculating, like, no, man, like, Agatha was wearing a purple shirt, so she's this, and Mephisto's coming, and and it's crazy to me, but that's just where we are right now. And I honestly, I will say this, I will say that this show had more of a spec, like more for people to spec on because of the fact that it's WandaVision, different elements. We have the magic in it. But I don't think that there's going to be any difference. And I've heard people say, no, Newbie, it's not going to be like WandaVision. You know what? I tend to disagree because I think people are still going to speculate when Winter Soldier comes, even though that Winter Soldier is more close to Earth and there's not going to be all this magic and multiverse. I mean, to what I know of the show now. So I don't know. I think we're going to get – I think if we don't get the craziness when people spec and how crazy it got with WandaVision in Winter Soldier, I think when Loki's show comes, man, I think it's going to go crazy. I think that show is going to be one hell of a show to spec on with everything that's going on with Loki. The fact he's got the stone, different multiverse, like everything. I think that one's going to be more crazy, where I think the Winter Soldier one will be, yes, it'll have a lot of action and stuff, but I think that it'll just be more grounded in the sense of like what you can spec on, right?
Here's my thing though, and I think this is where I think we might have to, if anything from this show, what it taught us is we might have to rein back on our expectation in terms of speculation and all that, because you got to understand, like, because I think we sometimes get lost in the woods because we tend to only talk to guys. Well, that could be it. Newbie could be Mephisto. But we tend to like usually with these shows, who do we tend to talk to? Usually, we tend to talk to people within our comic community, right? Who are kind of deep into the whole speculation and all that. You got to keep in mind that Marvel and the MCU and Kevin Feige, they're doing this show to appeal to a larger audience, not just the comic book readers. Even though he does respect them, he's making the source material that is accessible to everyone. And I'm saying that despite the fact that those first 2 episodes had a lot of Easter eggs to the comics.
Yeah.
I think we kind of have to temper expectations in terms of what we're starting to speculate on, because it's not everything's going to be dumped in like a 9 episode things. Things are going to be drawn out, and Feige and the MCU's mandate is to make sure to bring in a lot of casuals into the Marvel fold, because he knows that we're in no matter what. Even though we can bitch and complain about these the TV series, what's going to happen if we're not going to get a season 2 of WandaVision, but let's just say for hypothetical sense, if there was a season 2, for sure we're going to watch it. And it goes for any other MCU property. Like, he knows we got us.
Yeah.
He knows that he got us, sorry. So his mandate is just to bring in the casual. So sometimes don't expect everything to follow the source material. Things will deviate quite a bit.
Yeah, and I think this proves it too, right? Because look at how everybody was like, "Oh my God, mutants!" You know, like including myself. Like, I've always thought that mutants, because Feige said, you know, mutants. He said that WandaVision will connect to Doctor Strange 2, which now, you know, watching the whole series, I kind of have to connect that Wanda will be in it at some point, or Agatha at some point, right? But yeah, it's just crazy how, you know, everybody just went crazy. Every week it was like, oh my God, no, you know,
but
it's just, yeah.
It's just that things won't play in the timeline as the comics. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, you know, the Ancient One in Doctor Strange, you know how she died, right? I forgot the character name, Mads Mikkelsen's character that kills her when she gets thrown off the building. In the comics, you know, people that read the comics, I think it was Marvel Premiere issue 10. The Ancient One's mind was infected by Shumagorath, and he's the one that basically infected his mind. And Doctor Strange actually had to take it upon himself to basically kill the Ancient One in order to save the Earth. That is not how the movie played out, because obviously they don't want to put. Maybe Kevin Feige didn't want to put a position where Doctor Strange had to kill his own master in the movie, so they kind of had to swerve it up a bit in the movie version. So that's why it goes to show that don't expect things to play out the way they do in the comics. So,
Dan, thank you. Bryce Harper is a great baseball player. I'm sad he didn't sign with the Yankees 2 years ago, but thank you. I'm assuming you think because of the hair, I got a mess going on. I do want to bring one point up. And Ultra made it. Shout out to Ultra. You guys know where to catch him every Wednesday. Tales of Flipside, but he also has his own channel. So help the man get to 1,000. If you guys think I'm good at specking, make sure you guys go check him out. He is, you know, I'm the grasshopper. I'll put it that way. But Ultra is saying the time he was told he was lucky when Wanda hit the brakes, he acted very much like Walter. Is it Wanda you're talking about, Ultra, or are you talking about
Hayward?
Darcy? No, but when Darcy hits him or whatever, I don't know. I still haven't understood how people think that he's that Hayward is Ultron. I'm still trying to grasp this whole thing. I'm not seeing it. But I do think that's another thing, right? Like, he gets hit, it's over, and then you don't see him until the end where they're arresting him. Like, that's it. So, like, I thought that was anticlimactic as well. I thought that was a little weird. So
I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of explaining to do if it plays out that Hayward was Ultron the whole time. I'd be curious to find out the logistics behind it, how they'd explain themselves out of that situation.
Yeah, there are too many loose ends, in episode 9 didn't tie. Yeah, it seemed like you were watching an episode of Lost.
But here's the thing, though. The reason why I'm not writing it off is just because we know for a fact that it leads into the Doctor Strange movies. So
yeah,
if this was one and done like Game of Thrones, obviously I'd be a bit more pissed. But the fact that this is not the end, this is just a pit stop to, Doctor Strange.
He is now Vision, though. Keep in mind, after that, after he gets touched by the other Vision with the memories, and the memories go into that, remember this. The key line from that is he opens his eyes and he goes, I am Vision now, and then takes off. So that to me speculates he is Vision. He has the memories. So he's probably going to return, whether it be in Doctor Strange 2 or something like that. But he's going to try to probably find Wanda at some point. So just keep that in mind. Again, do I think that West Coast Avengers 45 book will hold its value? I don't think so. So if you're really dying for it, just wait. It might dip, and then it might go back up again. You never know.
And I do agree with Eddie Malt where he says that people are seeing what they want to see in the series. And I've fallen victim to that too. We kind of have our own narrative of how we think the show's going to play out. And when it doesn't, we kind of get a bit disappointed. But I think sometimes we just need to sit back and just let the show play itself out. I'm still not losing trust in Feige and MCU. I still think that he knows what he's doing. And listen, if they botch Doctor Strange, then I might have a different opinion. But I'm still holding out hope. I think, he has a greater plan ahead.
I'm just trying to get through all the questions, guys, so then we can go into news and spec. So do you think Agatha's presence foretell? Man, yes. And you know who is really on this is Key Issues, because she has no powers right now and because she's stuck. I could totally see her taking on that role of nanny to Franklin Richards. I think if you connect all those dots, I think it's true. And something that Key Issues pointed out, which is very important, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'll take the blame, but Key Issues said Agatha, after she loses her powers, is always pictured in her house. She doesn't leave her house. Franklin is always brought to her. So that is something to be on the lookout for too, where it all could tie in because she doesn't have powers and things like that. So who knows, man? I don't know. She's
definitely not a one and done character. I know some people are assuming because she was transformed and she kind of got, taken off the table by Wanda that's it for her. But I think just the fact that you could kind of tell that during their battle, it's like they were definitely in opposing ends, but it's almost like she was like warning Wanda, like, you don't know the kind of power that you're holding, in a sense.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Captain Marvel 2, Doctor Strange 2, I think, with the scrolls, the magic, the cosmic, I think it's going to be very, very interesting. And Ultra's saying, lucky Wanda hit the brakes when she did. He laughed quickly and said, I'm going to have to... Do I break my rule and say I go back and watch these Hayward things? It's just, here's the thing. When it comes to Ultron, like, I would just think that he would be more crazy and methodical, right? Like, why is he getting arrested if he could just like break out and then just take off, right? Things like that. So
here's one thing. I don't know if you if you watch like the old Wizard of Oz movies, but I think Guy Fawkes actually, I thought I was the only one that kind of picked up on it, but Guy Fawkes said the same thing. But when she threw that car at Agatha and then you see just the boots?
Yes.
That so gave me a Wizard of Oz vibe to it, because it's like the same thing with the Wicked Witch. When the house falls on top of her, you just see her boots, and then they're all singing, ding dong, the witch is dead. It's the same vibe I got because, Agatha's a witch and she basically has her boots out. I don't know if you caught the same thing, but I was just happy when Guy said the same thing that I was thinking, that it had a very Wizard of Oz kind of feel. I don't know if the chat picked up on it. Yeah,
some people are saying that. Yeah, it's true. It's interesting. Ultra saying, sell on news. Never should you buy at peak hype, which is right now on man, I just sold 2 copies of Captain America 6, first appearance of Winter Soldier. 2 copies I sold.
I thought you only had 1 copy. I didn't realize.
No, I had a raw copy. I sold both copies, and I had a CGC 9.4, and people are going nuts for him. But
I think, this is just my opinion. I think he may have sold it a bit early. I just feel like
for what I got out of it, I mean, I made profit. We're both happy. I'm happy with the price. The buyer's happy with getting it. It is what it is. 9.8, I think, sold for $500. So
Okay. I mean, I remember for the longest time, that book raw was only like a $50 or $60 book.
it was. Ooh, man, I like this. If not, Ultron Hayward is my pick to take the place of Norman Osborn in the Dark Avengers Thunder. Man, I've been specking, and it's not specking because when you think of Spider-Man, you know, Green Goblin, Norman Osborn, like it's crazy. I've been saying for a long time now, Amazing Spider-Man 37 is an undervalued book. 12th Center, early Spider-Man, big nemesis, enemy of Spider-Man. Like, I'm shocked when I go.
Dark Avengers 1.
What's that?
Also, Dark Avengers 1. That's not exactly.
Yeah, that one too. But like, it's shocking to me when I go to places, shops, flea markets, and I see Amazing Spider-Man 37, and people are selling it for like $20 to $40. I'm like, are you out of your mind? Like, yeah, they're low grade, but guess what? Like, you can easily make a flip. You can easily, like, it's just crazy to me the disrespect Norman Osborn has, man. It's really crazy.
But this goes to my example before, how Marvel can flip the script in terms of swapping different characters on different roles. Like it doesn't have to be Norman Osborn to lead the Dark Avengers. They can easily put someone else in his place and still have Dark Avengers. I'm not saying that they're coming, but they don't have to follow necessarily the script of the comics. So, you know.
This is something that, a lot of people are talking, specking.
It's you know what? Before that happens, you first have to establish the X-Men before they do an X-Men versus Avengers. I think to shoehorn, like I've heard several people banking on that 12-issue X-Men versus Avengers, which is not a bad series to have in the first place. But you need to first build on these characters before, because look, the Avengers, they had like a 10-year build up, to establish who they are.
Style Collector, man, thank you so much for that super chat, brother. I appreciate the support. I'm not good at like getting any of this stuff. So I'm pretty humbled, so appreciate you, man. If you don't follow, you don't know anything about style, put your information. I will pin it. I will put it out, man. Thank you so much, man. I think that's the thing. Dark Avengers 1, man, it's also first appearance of Iron Patriot as well. Harry Osborn as Iron Patriot, I believe.
I was gonna say not the actual character Iron Patriot.
No, but yeah, it ends up being that it's Harry Osborn. So yeah, that's crazy. The X-Men versus Avengers 1 book, or I think it's it's not X-Men 100. X-Men 100 is like new team versus old team. But the X-Men versus Avengers, I think that you kind of, me personally, and guys, I don't work for Marvel, DC, nothing. Nothing. Not like DC would matter in this subject, but I think that we're going to get the X-Men in the same way we got the Avengers, one by one. Yeah, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion.
No, I agree. I think and shout out to Azores. He was talking about how Falcon and Winter Soldier, they're going to be heading to Madripoor, which where a lot of shit goes down with Wolverine in the comics. So the fact that they're even referencing Madripoor, it is showing that now the Marvel and the MCU, they're dropping little Easter eggs that hint towards mutants coming very soon. I still think we're still at least 2 years away before we start seeing mutants.
I agree.
And we're gonna get hints, but I don't think we're actually gonna get our first sighting of a mutant on screen, at least for another year or two.
Yeah. When does Secret Invasion or Secret Armored Wars come out?
Oof, I don't even know if they even have a timetable for Armored Warriors.
Okay, because I think that we could see something in Secret Invasion. And I'm sticking to that. I think that we'll see at least there.
Does Secret Invasion even have a release date at this point?
I don't even think they've started filming or anything like that. But
yeah, exactly. Because I mean, basically, with the shows that's currently slated right now, Shang-Chi, Falcon, Loki, and Strange, and even you could count Spider-Man in the Sonyverse. I can't really. I don't see mutants appearing in any of those properties. I think it'll be in the next batch of filming that will happen in the MCU. But
Yeah. Star Wars Fiend, no, I don't think anything Wolverine. So if you have a Hulk 180, I'd probably sell it now, man. I sell it to me. I'll pick it up. I'll take it if I have to. All jokes aside, Omega Red supposedly is rumored to come. There was a new trailer that dropped a few days ago or today, I think. And some people were saying that there are some things that lead into Omega Red. So I don't know what that could be. Do I think Wolverine is coming? Absolutely. But I also am a believer, and again, this is just my opinion, but I'm also a believer in the fact that I think that they're just going to do the whole Wolverine from start, meaning an origin story and then moving on to getting into the X-Men. That's just where I see it going. I don't think, like a lot of people are expecting him to be in the brown suit or the yellow suit and just be in the first. No, I don't see it. I think we're going to get introduced to X-Force. I think we're going to get introduced to origin stories and things like that. So that's just me. That Omega Red book is what? X-Men Annual 4?
No, it's X-Men, not annual. It's just X-Men issue
X-Men?
4.
Okay, X-Men issue 4. It's been hot for a while. I never picked it up. I was very vocal about how I feel about Omega Red. So I don't know. I was putting my money into Mr. Sinister over Omega Red. That's just how I've been doing things over the past couple of years. So
yeah, he's a cool character, but he just screams like a foot soldier to me. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that does the planning behind the scenes. He's more of the guy that basically he needs someone to give him the marching orders.
Yeah. From what I gather, the characters that we're going to be seeing is Captain or U.S. Agent. We're going to be seeing Baron Zemo. We're going to be seeing the Hand.
Should we tell them that the WandaVision talk is done, or should we?
Oh yeah. Sorry. Shoot. Yeah. Way to go, Hyper. Can you imagine the people have been waiting? So I don't think big. There's that one scene in the trailer where we get like this guy who looks like Captain America, it looks like a parade or something, and he's running to the middle. I think that is U.S. Agent, but I don't know how big. I mean, you guys are seeing the repercussions of the book. Like a 9698 of that Captain America book is going for crazy money right now. Like I've came across 3 or 4 9.6 CGCs, and I think they're going for like $300 Canadian. It's mind blowing to me, like mind blowing.
So sorry, I just have to point to PQ's comment. I 100%. No, not my comment.
No, I know. I just want people to
I 100% agree. I am a much bigger fan of Maverick over Omega Red. I find he's a more of an intriguing character. I kind of wish he gets a bit more play, and I'm glad he's in the comics. But yeah, I would definitely pick Maverick over Omega Red.
Hidden. Yes, I do. I do. So here's what we'll do. We'll get off the WandaVision. We'll get off the Winter Soldier. Let's get into some comic news. Let's do comic spec.
Just one last question before you do your PowerPoint. Sam Rock, at the beginning, he asked us a question. If it's a good time to buy Captain America issue 25. And he's talking about the Rick Remender one where he hands off basically from the Netherlands. Welcome. But issue 25 is when he basically passes the mantle to Sam Wilson to become the next Cap America. That issue, I think right now is like about a $15, $20 book. Personally, I don't think it's a bad play to buy that issue just because, I mean, you saw that leak photo, right, from that action figure that showed Sam Wilson with the Captain America. Yep. So that's the only thing we have to go off of. We don't know if he'll end up actually wearing the Cap America suit, but I think that issue is pretty undervalued, so it's not a bad play to grab that.
I agree. Hidden. Sana is my first Women of Comics. Once I'm able to travel, I'll definitely be going to Netherlands. Checking, meeting up with her. One of the nicest people. She calls me out on my shit. She calls me short, but she's comic family to me. So definitely appreciate Sana showing up. There's a 6-hour difference, I believe. So it's like, what, 5:45 a.m. there. So damn. Thanks. All right, guys. So we're going to get into some comic news before we get into the spec. Hyper, do you have any news offhand, or do you just want me to go?
I mean, the only big news I could think of is the fact that it's been. I don't know if we talked about this last week, but it's pretty much confirmed that there's no Comic-Con in San Diego.
Yeah.
We did talk about it.
It was mentioned last week.
Okay,
we didn't really talk about it, but it is canceled. I think they're doing an online thing. I think.
And I think in November there's a chance there might be in person, but so that goes to show that just like last summer, everyone's going to be on their computer waiting for those news to drop, and then they'll be on eBay.
Yeah.
So they're probably just going to be doing more of those virtual panels. So guys, just stay tuned during the summer. You'll probably get more nuggets of info for those Marvel news.
Yeah. All right. So I don't have much news, but I have some. So first up, the CW has renewed Superman and Lois for a second season. I got to be honest with you. I haven't even watched the season. I just found out there was a show. Again, I'm not the biggest Superman fan or CW, so that's on me. But yeah, they got a second season, so I guess it's good. Next up is for the Star Wars people, Ewan McGregor to reportedly have a recurring role as Obi-Wan Kenobi in a Disney series, Disney Plus series rather. So I think we all kind of were guessing that was. I mean, we Star Wars people and people in comics. I don't know anything about Star Wars, so I can't pretend to be part of it. But a lot of people were saying that that could be a possibility. So now it is confirmed. And then we got some Godzilla vs. Kong news. So from the director himself, he says Kong is going to feel a bit more like the hero, but fans of both of them will be able to cheer for both of them equally. Again, that movie is coming out, so a lot of stuff is coming out on that Kong and Godzilla. It's crazy to me how many fans there are of this, like hardcore fans.
You're talking about a franchise that's been around since like the 60s and 70s. So
yeah. Really quick, what team are you on, Kong or Godzilla?
I've always been partial to Kong, just because I always felt between the two. He always seemed like the underdog when it comes to the powers that they bring to the table. So I always root for Kong, and plus also I always pick primates over lizards.
Yeah, that's just and then guys, we got some really big news that the MCU X-Men reboot is reportedly in development under the title The Mutants. I posted this a few days ago in my Instagram. I'm always usually posting some stuff there. So if you guys, it's not all spec, but there is some news and things like that. So, just make sure you guys are checking that out. But yeah, I did put that on there. And then for all the DC people, because I want to show love, the Zack Snyder cut that comes out, the 18th, they released what each part is, like all the titles for it. So we got to know what's going to happen. I think we all know what happened. So, but yeah, we got that information there. So as for news, that's it for this week. What's Ultra saying? Ultra saying Kong and Zilla going to take on a bunch of monsters and wreck shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the theory is that they're going to first fight each other, and then they're going to find a common enemy, and then that's how they basically form an alliance. It's probably that's.
Look, I'm with Sam here. The Godzilla versus King Kong fight still makes no sense to me.
But here's the thing. There are certain movies that you kind of have to take it at face value, and this is one of those movies. This is a movie that it's not for. Don't expect to walk out of this movie having intellectual discussion about what went down. This is going to be pretty much a knock 'em drag out kind of movie,
Yeah.
and nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, no one's gonna get steal an Infinity Gauntlet and like sacrifice himself for the greater good in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, just keep that in mind, okay?
Yeah, this is not like a Wanda. You're not gonna see Spec talk on Godzilla versus King Kong. Although people are,
Yeah, if you're looking for that, guys, this is the wrong channel for you. I don't have any Godzilla or King Kong spec, so I just want to let you guys know right now. I couldn't even tell you the first appearances of those. So
UniX actually picked up Godzilla #1, his Marvel Comics first appearance in his IG. If you see his IG post, you'll see that he picked that up recently.
I think this is the battle we all want to see secretly. Care Bears versus My Little Pony Royal Takedown.
Yeah, that's gonna be a bloodbath.
So Eric is saying it's going to be, so just a correction on that news there. So it's going to be titled Uncanny X-Men, Not Mutants, per Mikey Sutton. Mikey's usually, 60-40. So, okay. Yeah, we'll go with Mikey. Let's see here. Ultra saying The Mutants is the interior working title. Yeah, we'll go with it. I think it would be kind of cool if they came out with it being Uncanny X-Men. I think that would just have like a cooler, I don't know, just.
Yeah, but I could see why they put just mutants right now. It's almost like they don't want to commit to anything, and they don't want to show their hands too much, so they just call it mutants. Because mutants kind of is very general. That could mean either Uncanny X-Men, that could be New Mutants, that could be Gen X. It kind of opens the door on what mutants you're kind of featuring, right? It doesn't just have to be from the X-Men.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I hope you still have some popcorn, and I hope you have at least half a Corona or something. But we are going to get into Newbie Spec again. There are no facts or proofs that this spec will make you a millionaire, but this is just spec in my opinion. So let's get started. Again, guys, usually when I spec, it's usually a book I'm looking for, buying, or I believe in. So take it for what you will. I never want to advise anybody to buy a book. That is not why we do this, any of us. So just keep that in mind, okay? So let's get down to it. Some books, I think I got like 5 or 6. I think we'll see where this PowerPoint takes us.
I haven't seen these slides, so I'm curious which books you're showing.
Yeah, for sure. First book is a book I've been talking about for a few weeks, but we got Fantastic Four, number 27. The biggest important factor of this is the first meeting of Fantastic Four and Doctor Strange. Like I've said in the past, I think Doctor Strange is going to be the leader moving forward with all these projects, movies, and characters. Raw copies are super undervalued for early Fantastic Four. But you've got copies selling for $40 to $60 Canadian, 12 center, again, early Fantastic Four. You've got all of them on the cover there. You got Namor, you got Fantastic Four, and you got Doctor Strange all in green there. I don't know, man. I think this is a super undervalued book. I know that team ups and meetings don't necessarily translate to much.
It depends. It depends. You saw the one with Thor and Silver Surfer, right? That cover.
I wasn't done, Hyper. I wasn't done. I was going to say it technically doesn't. However, there is some that do. Take it away, Hyper.
Oh, well, okay. That was my cue. Okay, yeah. So there are certain team-ups that obviously do make a difference. Like you saw the Submariner, Iron Man.
Yep.
Thor, Silver Surfer.
Well, okay, hold on. But that Submariner and Iron Man 1 predate Submariner 1 and Iron Man 1.
That is true. That is true.
That's the big thing with that one. So
okay, fair point. Okay, but you still have Silver Surfer and Thor. That I forgot what issue that was from, but you know,
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
it's that iconic cover.
Yeah,
you know, the first meeting between, and a lot of the times when Spidey meets an arch nemesis for the first time, that's also like when Spidey meets Doctor Doom for the first time. That issue is also kind of very popular. And when Spidey meets Incredible Hulk for the first time, so there are certain moments when characters meet each. And okay, let's even go even. This is by no means in the same league, but I'm just kind of giving you like a small example. Riri versus Riri meeting Shuri. Lately, that's taken off just because it's a meeting of the two, and because they also kind of share that same intellectual mind space. A lot of speculation is that they might somehow collaborate
Yeah,
in the MCU. So
I've got that book.
yeah, so
Ironheart #9.
exactly. So not we're not saying that all meetups are valid from a speculative sense, but there are some meetups that can hold some merit. And this one, of course, Strange is part of the Illuminati, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So Reed Richards is
Reed
also part.
Richards. Yeah.
So you have that going for it as well.
Yeah. I think that this book turns into $150 raw mid-grade once Fantastic Four, Doctor Strange, all that jazz happens. So it's a perfect buy-in right now. You guys always hear me talking about buy-in. This is what I mean. Buy-in super low, especially if you're looking to make money off of it. Again, my opinion is very biased because outside of Iron Man, I'm a big Fantastic Four fan. So for me, it's a no-brainer, right? Sam is always good with the eBay stuff when we make things. So right now people are selling Fantastic Four 27 for 170. So it might have gone up. Maybe people are, picking up what I'm putting down kind of thing. Or it's just a very high grade. But yeah, I made these slides like I think a few days ago. So, just be on the lookout for. I've seen this book not dollar bins, but I've seen this book on people's shelves for like 40, 50, 60. I think the highest I saw was 85, but it was like super nice grade, right? So just keep that in mind.
It's always cool to see it that low for like a 12 center.
Yeah. Oh, huge, man. Huge.
I actually picked up my first 12 center this week. I think I showed it to you.
Yep. Yeah,
I'll probably show it in a future video or in a post.
Ooh.
Trust me, it's not a very major. It's just a special to me just because it's one of my first 12 centers.
Ooh. I'm just joking.
You're really hyping it up more, and you're gonna let these people down.
All right, guys. Next book is. Oh, I didn't even put the title. So it's Kitty Pryde and Wolverine #5. Let's see here. First appearance of Shadowcat. Kitty Pryde is Shadowcat. I believe she shows up as Shadowcat first. It's just gut feeling. I don't know. Raw copies, that is not a joke. Raw copies sell, it's actually supposed to be 50 cents, not 5 cents. Raw copies literally sell for like 50 cents to like $5.
Yeah.
I can't say too much. I can't say too much right now.
You could probably pick up this entire 6-issue set for like $30, right? Or less, I think.
30? Man, I can get it for way cheaper, like multiple copies, like multiple. If you're ever in Kitchener, they got a warehouse there. They literally have every issue, like at least 10, 15 copies. Well, not anymore, but they had almost 15 copies of every book.
Not until Newbie hit it.
Yeah, I went there. I will show you guys. Fuck. I'll just show you right now.
Wait, but didn't you? I think you also posted this on your IG as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's This is what you call having faith. Yeah. But then again, it's not like I don't think we spent like cover price for each one. So
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got 12 copies.
12 copies.
Of this issue. And the only reason I bought this issue was because I got each book. And again, I will only pick it up if it is like super high grade. So these are 9.6s or 9.8s. But I literally picked those up for 50 cents a pop. That's it.
Yeah, of course, that's why you grabbed 12.
And that's the only reason I did. They were 50 cents a pop. And again, guys, I don't really spec on stuff that I wouldn't want other people to. So yeah, there you go. Perfect example. 12 copies, 50 cents a pop. Look at the character. Kitty Pryde is Shadow Cat. You guys got to remember that, right? So,
and look, if it doesn't pan out, you just lost $6. So you just lost a Big Mac. You just lost a Big Mac. That's it.
Exactly. And if I ever do a 2,000 subscriber giveaway, maybe I'll give one out. You know, who knows? Super low buy-in in Great Spec. Yeah, that's what it is. The buy-in. The buy-in. So, yeah. And guys, this one is out there. Like, I know I say, you know, a lot of YouTubers will say, hey, man, this one's you know, you can find this in the dollar bins. No. I always pride myself on it, and it's no knock to any YouTuber or anybody putting content out. But, like, the books I talk about, if I literally say they're in dollar bins, it's literally because they are in dollar bins.
Mm-hmm.
Next book, and hopefully I have the title up. I'm embarrassed now. Yes.
Oh, I actually have this one. This one I actually have.
Oh, really? Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah. So we got Loki, Agent of Asgard #2. This one is catching fire. It's been catching fire for a while. But yeah, so we got the first appearance of the woman Loki, raw copy selling between $25 and $40 Canadian. Show is coming June 11th, 2021. Show equals what? That the books will be high. What do I mean by that? Look at what WandaVision did to Wanda, Scarlet Witch, and Vision books. They just skyrocketed. So I think the same thing will happen when it comes to Loki stuff. This is a good start right now. $25, low end, $50 maybe max. Not a bad buy-in.
Here's the thing with this book. Before Christmas break, I drove like 30-40 minutes to an LCS because I was trying to find another place to do my back issue hunting, just a new hunting ground. I drove 30 minutes to the shop, was super disappointed with what I saw in the back issues, and I felt like I gotta find something so I don't go empty-handed. So I think this was like one of the only books that I picked up in that run, but it was a very disappointing hunt. Yeah. So to see this, it kind of makes it a bit better because I think I only spent like $2 on this issue.
Man, that's crazy. Sam is saying that someone is selling a 9.9 CGC for $150.
But my question is if it actually will sell. Because if it's selling,
I think it could wait a bit, but like I'm interested to see where that is when the Loki show comes, right? Or when we get more trailers for it, like close to May. Mm-hmm. Where the book is, right? Because that's what's going to happen. Look at what happened with Wanda, right? Like it just happens. It's what happens in our community, right? So
I mean, personally, I would not spend that much for a book that's on pure speculation at this point.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Like I said, I only spent $2 for my copy.
Yeah. So. Well, guys and ladies, next up, guys, I've got a funny story about this book. A really good story, not funny. So let's talk about what the book is first. So we got Marvel Comics Presents number 72. What is it? Well, it's the origin of Wolverine. So if you can't afford a Hulk 180, if you can't afford Hulk 181, what's the next best thing? This one. It's the origin. Raw copies in high grades sell anywhere between 20 and 40. I think a 9.6 CGC goes on eBay for about 160, 170 Canadian.
Wow.
But, oh shoot, I should have had this ready. But I picked up 2 copies. Shoot, I should have been prepared. I apologize. I'm usually super prepared. Oh, here we go. Boom. I picked up 2 copies. 2 copies, both 9.6, 9.8 candidates. Hyper, do you want to take a guess at how much I spent on this?
You probably spent double what you spent on your Kitty Pryde, so I'm guessing $1.
I found those at a flea market for $2.
Okay, so I was off. I was half right.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, man, because I think I've seen these floating around for like $10 or so in my area.
Yeah. So I get impressed by Bleecker Street Comics. Shout out. I pressed them. I'm guaranteed a 9698. I graded them for $45. Didn't really spend much, man. Like it's crazy to me. But I do think that book has legs. I really do.
Yeah.
Because once Wolverine or anything of him shows up or we're introduced to it, 181 is already going crazy. 180 will go nuts. And then when people can't afford either, this book will go a little crazy.
I agree. And it always kind of surprised me that this was a very undervalued book, just because just on the cover itself, I would have figured this would be one of those books. But I think this is just maybe a case of a case where it was a high print run, maybe. But this is one of those books that you do find a lot of cons and a lot of dealers have these books in their stands. But I always thought that this book was always undervalued.
Yeah. I do too, man. I do too. I really do. And like I said earlier in the show, I believe that they start from the start with this. I think we're going to see a Weapon X and all that jazz. So this will definitely light up. And like Hyper said, guys, they're out there. And I'm proof again, the book is out there. So before you guys go spend that money on, 180 for a 9.6 or whatever, go check. Go check flea markets, thrift stores, pawn shops. Check your shops. You never know who has them, because it's a better way to make money, especially if you're on the flip for it, right? So 9.6 is selling for 103. That's crazy to me, man. Because even if I grade mine and press, like I literally spend under $50 doing all that, and I can easily make double.
Curious. Is Samrock, is he from Canada or US? Because I'm just curious if the value
Sam is Canadian. Sam is Canadian.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
I definitely dig this book. Good choice. Yeah, super undervalued too, guys. So that's something to take into consideration. And like I said, I've got it. I've owned it. So, that's always good. All right. Next book, we've got Fantastic Four number 19. What the hell is this, newbie? Well, it is the first appearance of Rama-Tut. For those of you that don't know and are, got your pencil going or keeping score, but Kang is actually Rama-Tut. My opinion, Kevin Feige actually doesn't have my phone number anymore, so we don't really talk. But my opinion is we see Rama-Tut first. And here's why. He's a time traveler. He's from the Pharaoh time, so we could see him first. Then we see Kang, things like that. I know the rumor is and has been confirmed that they have an actor who's playing Kang. I know that Kang is confirmed to be in Ant-Man. Here's the thing. I don't think we see Kang at all. I think that was just another, I really do think that they are going to use that quantum realm, all that, time travel stuff, get into Rama-Tut. That's where we see him. And then we see all the Kang stuff. I think Kang has the ability to be like the Thanos thing, where we see him in multiple projects for a little bit. Yeah, I really do. But I also think it starts off as Rama-Tut. And again, this is a 12 center early Fantastic Four. 3.5 sells for $300 Canadian. It's not a bad buy-in. I know it's a little pricey from the fact that I just went from like a $2 to $10 book to a $300 book, but you're talking about Fantastic Four early, Rama-Tut. Man, I don't know. I am a buyer. I am looking for this book. They're out there. A lot of them are beat up. It's pretty hard to find mid to high grade books in this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But again, I think this is one of those books that even low end will see a jump. So when that happens, and I think you probably have until Ant-Man for this book. I really do. Because I think that we're not going to get Kang. I think we're going to get Rama-Tut. They'll say he's Kang, and then like whatever happens. But it'll build some traction and some money on this book. I really do. Ramatut, interesting. I like it. Yeah. So, let's see. Someone is selling an 8.5 for 3,800 plus. Oh my! All right, so let's say 3,900. Let's say $4,000.
I like how you put $60 just for shipping.
Yeah. Damn, man, that's crazy to me. And that is it for the PowerPoint. So that is Newbie Spec.
Okay, well, I have one book.
Let's see it.
Okay, so a lot of people, throughout WandaVision, who's a character that they've been harping on, and he's basically become like a running meme. Like, when is Mephisto showing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we already know that SS3 is a very expensive book, even before Mephisto talks even started.
Yep.
Turning up, and now that book has hit another level. Here's a book that I think, if you're talking Mephisto, this character can't be that far behind.
Yeah.
It is Daredevil 270, first appearance of Blackheart, he is the son of Mephisto. Here's a funny thing about this character. I knew this character before I even started collecting comics again because, as you know, I'm a gamer, so I saw this character playing, I think it was Marvel vs. Street Fighter. He was one of the select playable characters. It's only through him playing that game and then watching the Nick Cage Ghost Rider movie, which, we all have our opinions on that. I started learning about this character, Blackheart. And then I started to, get an understanding for him. So he's a very powerful dude in the comics. And his relationship with Mephisto is definitely not like a traditional father-son relationship. We've known that they've had their disputes to the point where Blackheart has actually ruled the underworld and he has ousted Mephisto. So he can definitely go toe-to-toe with Mephisto. And this book itself, look, I picked this up for $10 about a year and a half ago. Prices are going up. I checked on eBay right now. There was an auction that closed and the book sold for like $50 Canadian.
Wow.
So, but like I said, this book is nowhere near as expensive as SS3. And this is why I'm just putting that book out there, because I still find it's a very undervalued book for a character who you don't see him in the comics that often, but he definitely has the power level to kind of match some of the baddies in the underworld of the MCU. So, you might want to be on the lookout for that one.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Apocalypse is in the same timeline as Kang. Would be cool intro. Yeah. Especially because they fucked up that Apocalypse shit. In case you wanted to know, a 9.8 is about 500 and up.
Which is nice to know because I think the copy that I bought, I would guess it's about a 9.6 or a 9.8 because it has no spine breaks. And like I said, I only paid $10 for it.
I thought you were gonna say Spine Ticks, and then I was gonna plug their channel. But you said
you still plug their channel.
Yeah. Shout out to Spine Ticks. Check them out, please. What is it? Every Saturday, 11 p.m. Eastern, and that one. If you have a curfew, it's probably not the show for you because they go like 6-7 hours long. It's crazy.
Dude, yesterday I had some stuff to do, so I wasn't able to go on their chat like I normally do. So I was heading to bed, and I figured let me take my phone, and I think I woke up and it was like 5 a.m. and they were still going on.
Man, it's like drunken chat, man. Sometimes it's like, because like even with Mel, man, like I tell him, I'm like, dude, you start at 12:30 Eastern time, and then I hop on, and he's always like, man, why are you always leaving at like 2? I'm like, dude, I've been up since like 6-7 a.m. I'm tired, man. I'm tired.
And newbie, Sith Lord, he's like Gizmo. You just say Spine Ticks and he just appears in the chat.
Yeah.
It's like
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that too. But big shout out to Sith, man, and his crew. Solid dudes, nice guys. Not one bad thing to say about them. They put out great content. The thing they're doing with cards is unreal. So if you're into cards, make sure you guys go check them out. I think the show on Wednesdays is 3 p.m. I sometimes amaze myself at the memory I have of some
3 p.m. Pacific. No, Eastern.
Pacific.
Eastern at 6 p.m. for us, yeah.
Pacific, yeah. And then Saturdays, 11 p.m. Eastern. So I think that's like 8 p.m. Central. But yeah. So yeah. Guys, you guys know our lineup. We go Sundays and Tuesdays, 9:30. This week we are doing keep, sell, buy. We got like 16 or 17 books. If you want to know what we think you should do with them, tune in. They're always fun. The following week we got some Spec. I think we're doing Cosmic Spec, and then the last week of March we are doing round 2 in the Albuquerque bracket, Grail versus Grail. So just giving you guys a rundown of what every Tuesday is going to look like for us here. Hyper, tell the chat where they can find you and what's coming up with your stuff.
Yeah, so you could find me on IG with the handle you see right there, hyper.combo.comics, and there you'll see the link to my YouTube channel. I do have something in the work with the fellas in terms of possibly doing another stream, which I kind of floated the idea to them last week.
Sorry, say that again. Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Oh, no, I said that I should be having a stream, like a live stream coming up, with that idea that I kind of told you and Face about last week. So that should be coming soon. We had fun during my first live stream, which I think, damn, it must have been almost over a month ago. So I'm trying to be a bit more consistent with putting out content on YouTube. So hopefully that should be coming out soon.
Sweet. And you guys can always catch him at Hyper Combo Comics on Instagram. The description below has his information, has FaceTimes and Mr. Key issues. Guys, you guys know where I'm at. Obviously, Newbie Comics. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe, like, notification bell. As always, Sunday and Tuesdays, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. What was I going to say? Oh, I was going to say I don't have a video dropping. I usually drop, some unboxings or things like that on Mondays. I'm going to skip it only because I've got I've got a live show on Friday. I'm going to be joining. I think it's like Immortal, Biggie Shack, T Sands, Comic Head 84 on T Sands channel on Friday. It's going to be a late one, 11 p.m. So I'm going to be staying up past my bedtime. So I will be on that show. I'm also doing something next week with Team Herd, Nerd Herd, things like that. It's going to be busy month. So we're going to do some stuff. But yeah, you guys will see me and hopefully Hyper, if he makes it on time, on Tuesday, 9:30. We are going to be talking keep, sell, buy. Like I said, we got 16 books. So definitely tune in. Go ahead.
I just want to plug something very quick because Sid just dropped this in our chat. Like within 10 minutes on the Spinetics channel, he's going to drop basically content that Azores did during that 7-hour Spinetics show where he did like a brief presentation on, you were just talking about it, right? The whole Weapon X thing. So Azores actually goes a bit in depth into that. So I thought it was very enlightening yesterday. So definitely check it out on their channel. Probably in like the next 20 minutes or so. That content.
Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely check that out, guys. They're solid dudes, and man, they're great guys. So they don't steer people wrong. They try to give the best information out there. So they got my respect, my appreciation, and my support. So yeah, guys, that's it for us. We will see you guys Tuesday, 9:30 Eastern. And as always, I'll leave you with this. Make sure you guys go support and sub everybody in the community, in the chat. You never know who's selling, buying, has information, looking for information. And you never know who you're going to meet, friend-wise, all right? So just keep that in mind. With that said, guys, I'm out.
Peace.